Adelaide Rundle Mall.
Crows coach Matthew Nicks is giving Isaac Rankin every opportunity to prove his fitness ahead of Thursday night's gather round opener against Geelong. He suffered a knock to his calf during Adelaide's round 4 clash. Hawthorn has ruled out Will Day for 3 to 4 months, though, due to a serious foot injury. Paul Marsh has resigned as Chief Executive Officer of the AFL Players Association. He departs after more than a decade in the role. And Will Pucovski's cricket career has officially come to an end due to an ongoing battle with concussion symptoms. The 27-year-old former Test batsman, who last played in March 2024, has been concussed more than a dozen times. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Got a crash to look out for at Crayfus West. It's on the freeway into the Mees Days ramp, seeing a few delays outbound through there at the moment. Another collision at Camporeale at Whites Road near Byron Bay Drive. We are slow for works at Glenelg East, Brighton Road near Dunbar Terrace, and getting busy Main North Road at Enfield. Cameras today, McGill Road, McGill, and Valletta Road at Fulham Gardens. Live way better with Nature's Way thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Right now, Nature's Way vitamins are half price at Chemist Warehouse. Yes, half price. Be quick. Sale ends Wednesday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the FIVEAA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Sunny this afternoon, cloudy tomorrow, 25. Thursday, mostly sunny, 31. And Friday, 29. Right now, it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, see the heated clash as adults confront children who are fishing at West Lakes. From Adelaide to the Barossa, we have the final preparations for Gather Round. Towns cut off as South Australia's outback is flooded. The incredible pictures. Plus, market rebound. FIVEAA with simple strategies for nervous retirees. 9 News. Your news. Nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Streaming live via the FIVEAA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show. Rowie,
I am flabbergasted.
and Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Yeah, good afternoon. Couldn't have asked for better weather as we head into a huge week here in South Australia. Feels like we've returned to summer for a little bit of this as thousands of footy fans flood into our great state for Gather Round, which starts in just 2 days. Rowie, Timmy G, get excited.
Thank you, Sammy. I'm going to start with a text that just landed 30 seconds ago. Guys, just one favour for tonight's program. Don't talk Gather Round. I'm over it already, John. I love it. I love Gather Round. It's Gather Round week. Our hotels and restaurants, John, are full. They're swelling. The wineries, the McLaren Vale, Adelaide Hills, Barossa, full of interstate and maybe international. Who knows? There's a footy show at every pub. Get out, John. Get to a football pub show. It's Cashy City at the moment. And Timmy, as I welcome you, how many Cashy... No, here there are no cash.
Oh, no.
Well, we've got one tomorrow night.
That's a love job.
That's a love job.
Friday morning, I'm doing Myloma breakfast.
That's a love job.
Love, exactly. I'm going up to Tanunda. I'm doing the pre-game for the Sample B Victoria State game.
Love job.
Love. Yep. So...
God,
here,
you are community-minded. Here
there is
no cash. Cash. There is no cash. But, Johnny, this is my weekend, my next week. My brother gets in tonight with his 2 sons.
That'll be exciting.
They're going to go to 4 games over the 4 days.
How good's that?
Yeah, it's great.
Will he stay a bit longer or that's it?
No, just it. They're coming in for that. Look, he's paying through his nose for an Airbnb down at Glenelg.
Oh, you couldn't put him up?
We have no, we couldn't. We're in a rental, mate. We've got
It'd be good if he had a brother living here.
There is no cash. Well, that's true. Well, actual fact, he probably could have gone in the background anyway. He wants his space, Timmy, and he's the older brother.
Okay.
We've got our FIVEAA season launch tomorrow night with DJ and our footy sponsors. That's a good night. Crows v Geelong Thursday. We're live in the Southern Plaza. Friday, we're live in the Southern Plaza. That night, we're taking Caro out and her husband for dinner. Timmy, you and I. That's Friday night. The state game versus Victoria is down at Tanunda on Saturday. I'll be going down there as well. And then Sunday, I'm taking Jodie to the Port game. Port Adelaide.
Really?
She wants to watch Port Hawthorn. I don't know why. Think she likes aeroplanes.
Oh, so she might be in luck that night.
But everyone's got a story to tell about Gather Round. You'd be similar. I love
it. It's huge. And I was just saying to Stacey how much it's probably grown as far as the tourism side of it for our city.
It's great for our state.
I was saying, we've got Paul Salmon coming on the show tomorrow. Now, Paul, of course, in Essendon and Hawthorn great. I think he's in both Hall of Fames, which is
he'd have to be
pretty good, isn't it? So he said to me, "Oh yeah, I've been to before, Timmy. I love it." He said, "But I said, you're coming for a couple of days." He said, "No, I'm not making that mistake again." He said, "I'm coming Monday, leaving Monday."
Really?
He's here for a week. How good's that? So that's gives you a little sample of what's happening as far as interstate people going, no, it was really good. You've got to come and you've got to stay longer.
And they are. And it's Spot the Star this weekend. So 822 300 what's your gather round calendar look like? Who have you bumped into already? Have you got any interstate family coming over? 822 300. We'd love to hear your story. And John, I want to hear yours. I mean, honestly, it's gather round. It's what everyone's talking about. It adds money to the coffers of the state.
Indeed, it does.
Swells our Premier's popularity.
And without being too facetious about it, it gives both teams another Adelaide Oval game.
There you go. Anyway.
There's a slight advantage in that as well.
Yep, have you say. Crows v Geelong, that's Thursday night. Our CLK legal injury report.
Jeez, you're a bit early, wasn't it?
Well, I had to because this is big news.
Okay.
And people that have just switched on aren't going to want to hear this. There is some doubt, not massive doubt, some doubt around Isaac Rankin for Thursday night's game.
What about
now? They're going to make the decision probably Thursday, so they're going to leave him right up till then. He's got bleeding on his court calf. So remember when he didn't take the mark, but he did take the mark, but it wasn't paid. It was 1 minute 44 on the clock, and a big gorilla tackled him from behind, monstered him.
Sam Collins.
That's it. And as he went to ground on his knees, Sam Collins' knee went right into the belly of his calf.
Right. So that was definitely the moment.
So it's a.
Are you 100% on that?
Yeah. Oh well, it's a. Well, I think that's.
So is it a bit like?
No, you go and watch it.
Is this a bit like the umpires had more contact now?
Jimmy, go and watch it, mate.
Well,
so it could be a double Kabunski.
Okay.
Wasn't paid the mark, and now that
an injury out of it, you reckon?
May very well have corked his calf.
Sounds like a long bow to me.
It might be a long bow, but anyway, here's Matty Nicks. Have a listen.
I strongly believe in karma. I believe that you do the right thing, eventually things will come to you, and we're the ones who had ourselves in that position in the first place. We've been there before. We've got to be better. Let's get ourselves 3 or 4 goals in front in that moment so we don't even have to worry about it. That's how I look at it.
Now, we had Murph on yesterday. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in the footy god. I don't believe in what goes round comes round. I don't believe in good things come to those that wait. We got screwed. And as a fan, we got screwed. I don't care if something comes down the track that's even better.
Do you believe
I'm about now. I don't have a rear view mirror or a front windscreen. I'm about today, now, and now we got screwed.
You're in the...
So stick the karma up.
You believe in the console only?
Yeah.
Now. What's in there?
Right on now. Who believes in karma and the footy god?
And do you believe in
who's moved
nice
on
guys finish last?
No, they do. You know what? Karma's for losers.
Yeah, they do.
No, they do, Timmy. Karma's for losers.
Oh, that's harsh.
Karma is for absolute losers.
Don't let the Buddhists hear you say that.
Is that who invented it?
Well, it's a belief of Buddhism.
Is it?
Yeah.
Karma.
If you do good things...
Do you believe in karma?
Good things will come back to you.
I believe in love thy neighbour and look after people more down that path. And
but
I don't believe if you do that, you expect something to come back in return.
Not expect, no. What it is if you're putting out enough positive energy, they're saying you'll get a lot of positive things happen to you. So
I don't reckon you've met a more positive person than me, and I get Jack Scott coming back.
I have. I don't know about you. Have you met a more positive person than Stephen?
Yeah, times.
Yeah, I think we have, yeah.
What?
We think you can perhaps fall down into the...
What? I've just made a statement of myself and you just shocked. What? You've met a more positive person than me.
I think there's one in this room.
Name it.
Timmy G.
You do occasionally see the black cloud in life, yes. Yeah.
Oh, you can shoot me down with a feather after that comment.
822 300 is Rowie positive?
Yeah. Matt Crouch should return.
Funny.
Rory Laird rested with, will be 100%. I think he'd be right. Texie Walker's flying. Still out Josh Rochelle. Recovering from his 3 broken ribs. They still say 3 to 4 weeks. Fingers crossed on Nick Murray's knee, whether it responds to treatment. He's still listed as 2 or 3. Crows need ranking to get up. We know that. Their best 25 we know is good enough. Here is Matty Nicks, coach of Crows, talking about Matt Crouch.
He's pulled up quite well from that. So again, another decision that we'll make tomorrow. We've still got a squad at the moment, our players around about 28 that we haven't necessarily locked in our 23 as yet.
Just still reeling from that. Well, I can't see out the window if there's any dark clouds, but when I walk outside, let's see if one hovers above my head. 8223 0000. Have you met a more positive person than Esro? Old dark clouds himself. Port don't play until Sunday. Boy, I'm taking Jodie to this game on Sunday. So she actually asked.
She requested.
It's the bookend.
Is that the old Port Adelaide coming back out?
It is.
You reckon?
Oh, no, she's off the Crows.
Oh, right.
Since Jimmy got clipped, all my girls have gone life.
Wow.
No, they're all Port. They're back.
They're back.
Well,
Beauty.
I mean, no, you don't want them.
No, I do.
Well, no, well, 1 minute they're Crows, now they're Port. I mean, that's not a deep.
But their heritage is there.
Their heritage is
Nanny.
there. Yeah, Nanny. Oh, please. Port don't play until Sunday. They're 1 win from 3 losses. I think they're caught between 2 modes of footy. We'll take that up with Chad Corns. We've got Chad on. I think when their contest and pressure drops, I think their game escapes them. We know all of that. They'll need to be at their best to take on the aeroplane game.
I agree.
I'm billing it the aeroplane game. I hope when every Port player kicks a goal, they get their arms out and make noises.
Well, last year, and Sam, I think you were on with me, we were surprised that because it's Gather Round, the tickets are out there for everybody to buy. So there was a very large contingent of Hawthorn supporters there. And I actually didn't mind it because it felt more like the old footy where you have 50-50 crowds. So I didn't mind it at all. So that'll be similar again this time.
This will be a cracking game,
It will be a cracking game, but you know what I'm interested in is...
I'm billing it the game of the round.
They've played very well so far.
Yeah.
They just had a bye.
Correct.
Sometimes people... Depends on who you are and what team, but sometimes you don't come off the bye as good. So Port's biggest problem is getting a fast start. If they can get a fast start, just get it.
I'm looking forward to it.
On their terms.
Little banana peel for Hawthorn. I'd like to be there to see that. Here's Chad Corns on Port's game.
Game plan's in a really good spot. It's just slight adjustments. It's just knowing that moment where maybe we can take territory, from stoppage, take territory when we've got Mitch 1v1 inside forward 50 or Ollie Lord 1v1 inside 50 rather than trying to create that extra handball. And like I said, this was expected. Like we thought this would come. The boys overdoing it just a little bit, and that's how we've taught them. So just scaling that back at times and taking territory is something we look at.
Is it in a good spot? We'll talk to him about that.
Yeah.
Is it in a good spot?
No, I think it's in exactly what they have.
It's in transitional mode.
They've admitted before it's work in progress.
Yeah.
I think the work in progress is when not to handball. That's the biggest...
I see what you mean.
That's the biggest thing for me is when not to handball. And what I witnessed on the weekend was it's always that 1 or 2 extra that then stops the ball going inside 50 to probably 5 forwards who have already moved. And that's one of the most difficult things for forwards is that when are they going to kick it? And that's the difference. I reckon you've got to just reduce it by at least 1. And then I reckon once you're straight and you're looking inside 50, pick your target.
Yeah, done. Here's Chad Corns on how quick they can turn it around.
It's amazing how things can turn. Sometimes it's only 1 contest, 1 piece of play. There's obviously some guys that are down on confidence, but confidence can turn by training really hard, putting so much time and effort into what you're doing during the week to recover, to improve the basic fundamentals. That's another area where I think we can really improve.
Well, the CLK injury report, I know we do it tomorrow, but Todd Marshall TBC, Jack Riewoldt TBC, Zerk Thatcher TBC. When you put TBC there, that's a long period, isn't it?
Yes.
They're not talking weeks.
They're actually not
months.
sure when.
Burton's still got a hip. Jed McEntee, a hammy, DBJ has been reported. We're going to take a break. When we're back, we're taking your calls. Who is the dark cloud out of Timmy G and S-Row? Somebody sent a text in they've got ants in their backyard that are more positive than me.
Oh.
What does that mean?
It's
Have I
18
become negative, Timmy?
minutes after 4.
Oh, do you pull the face?
Oh, well, sometimes you're a little down on things. But
Okay.
We have an all-star lineup on today's show. Riley O'Brien's live in studio very soon. We got Coach's Corner with Campo. He's in the studio with us. So is Ned McHenry, Chad Corns from Port Adelaide, Jack Riewoldt's in town from Fox Footy, and you don't want to miss your chance, especially Crows and Cats fans, to get along to Gather Round. We have tickets to the sold-out Thursday night game at Adelaide Oval, so stay listening for your chance to win. It's 19 after 4.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
South Australia comes alive as the AFL rolls into town. Catch all the Gather Round action live on 5AA. Thanks to Barnacle Bill, serving South Australians quality seafood and much, much more for over 50 years.
Step back in time with the treasures of the Viking Age at the South Australian Museum. Featuring artefacts of the Galloway Hoard, the most remarkable collection of Viking Age objects ever unearthed in Britain or Ireland. A time capsule of gold, silver and treasures with unique heirlooms is revolutionising our understanding of medieval Europe. They're now being displayed for the first time ever outside of Britain. On now until the 27th of July. Book now at samuseum.sa.gov.au.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early. Or late. Either way, the Olympic Industry sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA-engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough, or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industry sale. On now.
I was talking to you, Sam, earlier about the Gather Round. I said that you remember all the Hawthorn supporters. That was actually a final.
That was the semi-final.
That was the semi-final, but it was still owned by the AFL as such.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake there. My apologies, Marianne. I'll never do that again. I think they did say we didn't play Hawks, we played the Pies, but I think we played Essendon.
You played Essendon last year on Friday night.
So Marianne, it's a 1-1. Ah, dear. All righty. Now, they say you shouldn't mix business with pleasure, but clearly they haven't been to an AFL gather-round business lunch, bringing together the AFL industry and the South Australian business community, and it's a unique chance to celebrate footy while networking your business.
Now this year's lineup of speakers, how's this? The AFL boss, the CEO Andrew Dillon, we'll be speaking to him on Thursday. The Premier Peter Malinauskas will have an announcement to make. The AFL talent media personalities like Paddy Dangerfield, Rory Sloane, Katie McCarthy and Nathan Buckley.
It's going to be a big one. Tickets include seated dining with a delicious 2-course meal, 3.5-hour drink package, exclusive guest speakers you've just heard about, networking opportunities and an official 2025 Gather Round souvenir.
Be a bit of a who's who of Adelaide there, don't worry about that. So don't miss the AFL Gather Round Business Lunch. It's on Friday, April 11, this Friday. It's at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Get your tickets now. Here it is, afleventoffice.com.au.
Every day, for decades, Robert made his way down the 3 steps that led to his pride and joy. A model train set in the back shed, complete with passengers, a bridge, landscaping and stations. That is, until Robert couldn't manage the stairs anymore. That's when his wife turned to Anglicare SA. With some planning and ramps in place, Robert can get back to what he loves. And his wife can too. Anglicare SA, always there supporting people in need.
At Coles, do Easter the chocolatey way. With 40% off Cadbury Easter egg carton, 306 grams, now just $8. Save $5.50. Easter's delicious every way. With great value, hands down, at Coles. Offer ends 20 April.
Hello, Cherry. I'm listening. It's time to celebrate because the Cherry Tiggo 4 Pro is the pick of the bunch as Drive's Car of the Year 2025. Best urban car under $30,000. Tell me more. Cherry pick your own at Southern Cherry Morphett Vale from $23,990 drive away. T's and C's apply.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
23 minutes after 4, Riley O'Brien and Jack Riewoldt to join us in the next half hour, and Campo in studio at 5 for Coach's Corner. All thanks to Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted custom design, fixed pricing and total peace of mind, because trust is a must. We'll get to your calls straight after we check your traffic.
G'day there. Got a crash to look out for at Crayfors west of the drive home. She's on the freeway, seeing delays outbound. It's just near the Meestays ramp. We are slow for works at Modbury North, Golden Grove Road near Milne Road. Getting busy in the Parklands for works, Green Hill Road near Peacock Road, and speeds reduced at Darlington for activity, Main South Road near Brookside Road. Cameras, Commercial Road, Seafood Rise and Airport Road at Brooklyn Park. For the flexibility to design a home you'll love forever, ask for Colorbond Steel. Its range of stunning colours and profiles is just one reason Australian home builders choose Colorbond Steel. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Yeah, love your calls. What are you doing? Gather round. Let's go to West Croydon. Johnny boy.
Hey, fellas. How you going?
Hey, John.
Just want to touch on a couple of things, team selection and umpires. the AFL umpires are the worst officiating of any sport that I've ever seen.
Correct.
And they are. They're by a country mile. And we continually get this, we're sorry, they made a mistake. How many times does this really need to happen before somebody actually says, you know what, we're going to actually do something about this, right? The club's sitting down and just taking it. I'm a bit on the fence on that. But, we continue to sit there and do nothing, and they might be doing something behind the scenes. But, in effect, what has it actually done? It does nothing. Number two, team selection. Luke Nankervis, can you explain to me how Wayne Malira gets a game in front of Luke Nankervis? Wayne Malira, for everything that he's supposed to provide the Crows, he's the exact opposite. He's become the turnover king. He becomes a non-entity. If he doesn't get the ball first, he becomes a non-entity because he refuses to chase and he refuses to put pressure on the opposition. Lucky Murphy. How does this? If there's one guy that I think is lucky to get to 100 games, let alone lucky to get to 20 games, let alone get to over 100. What does he actually provide this team that a person like Zach Taylor won't give us or Sam Berry won't give us? You go and have a look at Lucky Murphy's stats for last quarter efforts and what his disposals are. He's probably got an average of about a kick and a handball over his career for that. And then we've got our coach saying that he talks about karma. You know what it is? You make a bet and you lie in it. We lost by a point, and we could probably with better team selection have had a different result. But we keep on, as you've said many times, Rowie, we keep on going to the same well. Nothing's changed with Matthew Nicks. He keeps going to the same well to get similar results from certain players, which actually give you nothing. It's time we move on from those guys and play some of the other guys.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of points there. Murph's much maligned, I get that. And he even said himself when we interviewed him yesterday, if Rochelle was there, he's not in because you've got Alex Neil-Bullen now. You've got Rankin. So, depth will dictate that, and you're right. And Nankervis, he's more than knocking down Wayne Miller's door. Wayne Miller is one game away from having Nankervis jump all over him. And we had him in round one, Nankervis.
Played well again too, didn't he?
He's at the level. He's at the level.
Good player.
John, good call. Thanks for being honest. Hello, Maury.
Oh, g'day. How are you, Rowie and Timmy?
G'day, mate. How you going?
Maury from St Maurice here. First-time caller, but long-time listener, especially to KG and Cornsey.
Good man.
Anyway, I'm got tickets for the gather round, and I go with my partner, Mary St Mary's. I didn't get the best tickets, but I'm taking out to McDonald's first for dinner. So what I want to talk about is the fact that I've got from the Crows in the last couple of weeks numerous emails which say that I have to access the Ticketek app in order to get my tickets. That is palpably untrue, and I can prove that because I went down to the entertainment centre today and with a minimum of fuss and no queuing, got 2 paper tickets. Fancy an organisation like Ticketek issuing paper tickets. Why would the Crows perpetuate that myth, especially for people who are stressed when they hear the word app or mobile phones? Why would they perpetuate that myth and pretend that people can't get tickets at Ticketek?
See what you're saying, Maury. It's a technical world now, isn't it?
Certainly
normally.
Well, you buy anything online, it's sent to your phone, sent to your email.
QR codes and all that stuff.
There's a text just come through. We'll get the fact-checking at 4:30 after the news. Hawkesville Day is out for 4 months.
That's true. No, 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks. He's got a stress fracture in the foot.
Oh,
yes. So that will hurt them.
Yeah.
And so there's a fair bit around that. It is all thanks to Adrian Bryan Hyundai, the live stream. You might want to tune in right now because after the 4:30 headlines, we have Riley O'Brien, Innes, here with us in the studio.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
Catch the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry, Tuesday nights from 6:30. See the full Yamaha Marine range at Coast Road Motors, South Coast Marine, Yamaha Pitmans and Christie's Beach Marine.
At the gas shop, we're known for for our range of stunning gas heaters, including gas hot water systems, cooktops and barbecues. And of course, we install everything we sell, so the process is seamless. But we're also your air conditioning people, stocking and installing the best brands.
Use that cool voice again.
Okay.
At the gas shop, we'll keep you cool all summer long. The Gas Shop, 161 Unley Road, opposite Target. Cool.
G'day, South Australians. We need to make Australia make again.
Stop just exporting rocks. We don't have to be the world's quarry.
Export steel, not iron ore.
Export batteries, not lithium.
Export products, not research.
If we want to make this happen, we need more Jackie Lambie senators elected.
South Australians, you can make this happen by voting for Rex Patrick. Come on, South Australians. Let's make Australia make again. Rex will always put South Australians first and fight like hell for you every day. Spoken and authorised by Jackie Lambie and Rex Patrick, 111 Macquarie Street, Hobart, Tasmania.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. The first election debate will be staged tonight. Anthony Albanese will go head-to-head with Peter Dutton on Sky. The state government will come to the aid of farmers with a $55 million relief package. More than 20,000 Defence Force workers will get a pay rise of up to $5,000. And in sport, Crow Isaac Rankin is in doubt for Thursday night's gather-round opener against Geelong. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
At Belair, crash Belair Road near Winnie Point causing dramas. Crafers West a crash there too. The freeway Dan truck just past the East Days ramp. And Westbourne Park a crash Crossroad near Goodwood Road. Slow for works at Modbury North, Golden Grove Road near Milne Road, and busy at Goodwood for works to Goodwood Road near Railway Terrace South. Got a camera to Prospect Road at Prospect. Forwards drive away deals at Ranger XLT model year 25.25 from 60k drive away for APN holders only. Recommended price to participating dealers, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 13 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 25. Right now it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
If you need a window, and not just anything will do, just call Statesman Windows. Factory direct to you.
Statesman Windows, a local homegrown success story, has been serving home renovators and builders right across SA for over 45 years. Their success is built around family and service, consistently providing the highest quality products at real value for money. Call Statesman Windows.
Windows winning where you want them. Windows winning where you want them.
When you call on Lamb to fit you out with solar, aircon or general electrical maintenance, here's what you can expect. A bunch of local, South Aussie Sparkies who care about finding the best solution for your home. They're dead honest and they don't do the hard sales thing. So if you're thinking about solar, aircon or you just need a Sparky, search for Lamb. L-A-M-M. Lamb Solar. Get a free quote today.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Give dinner a spin at Roulette's Tavern. Every Tuesday night, grab a schnitty for only $17. Roulette's Tavern, next to Pal's, Kings Road, Parafield.
Buy a car from Edwardstown Mazda and win the ultimate Bali holiday. Flights, accommodation and activities. Plus, get up to $8,000 in savings across the entire range. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
27 minutes to 5. Jack Riewoldt to join us shortly, just before we get to our next guest. And you can tune into the Adrian Bryan Hyundai live stream to watch on with us on Facebook and YouTube. We spoke about Will Day just before the headlines. It's true, it is 3 to 4 months that he'll be missing with his injury, so that's an even more significant
you're
one
in
for
trouble,
Hawthorn.
mate.
I am a little bit.
Yeah, Marianne's on to you now.
That's okay. She'll jump all over us with any mistakes tonight.
Oh, stop it.
All right, let's hop into our next guest. All thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre for cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. You can head to 919 Marion Road. Marion.
Crow's big man, Riley O'Brien.
You up the OG! Riley O'Brien!
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Well, the Crows got robbed Saturday by a point to the Suns. Joining us, the big hoo-ha, Riley O'Brien. Robbed. We were robbed, Rob.
Right in front of me,
Don't call
Riley.
me Shirley. Right, it was nearly. We'll play it back. There was 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock and there was a boundary throw-in on the members' wing. You scunned your ruckman, Wits, from behind with a right hand, tapped it perfectly with flight.
Over the back of your left ear.
Over his left ear to to Dawson, who broke at stride, handballed forward to Peatling, who turned, broke, and dropped it into the forward pocket where we thought Rankin took the mark, but it wasn't paid. Talk us through that as a player, the emotions of it not being paid and...
Yeah, right. It was a...
it was a elite knock, by the way.
Yeah, it was a dream sort of green play. When we talk about our green play at the end of the game, we're trying to win the game and trying to score, and we pulled that off and gave ourselves a few chances late, got the ball inside 50 probably 3 or 4 times and didn't quite get it done. And then, it would have been, nice to have a decision go away, but you can't stew on it too much, Rowie. We certainly didn't play our best footy throughout the day and should have probably been ahead earlier, I think, if we played the way we wanted to.
You've been brainwashed with that. There's no such thing as karma. Good things come to those.
Trust me, if you interviewed me Sunday, I'd probably have a different response. But I've calmed down and I've moved on.
Yeah. What? You go back. You said green time. What's that? Describe that.
So sort of end of the game when you're down a little bit and you're trying to win the game. Yeah.
You play your best footy in green time when you're chasing the lead.
I think when you're unshackled, I think everyone sort of plays their best footy and they're sort of free and you're sort of just going for it.
Yeah.
Rather than being fear based and being uptight.
Is unshackled different to unhinged?
I'm unhinged. You're unshackled.
Yes, I think that's the difference. There it is.
Yeah.
But that was an elite passage of play.
It was.
Yeah, it was nice. It came off well. So it would have been nice to cap it off with a goal, Rowie, but we'll have to do it next time we're in a tight situation.
So in that situation in real time, you don't probably know that there's a minute left. It was a minute 44 and that wasn't played. You can't get angry, or can you? How do you dissect it? And then when you get back into the rooms, how do you mull it over in the privacy of your private room? Do you scream and yell and sledge and call the umpires the word that I want to call them, but I can't because we'll get...
Yeah, at the time, when you're on the ground, obviously, Roy, you got to refocus and play out the rest of the game. We gave ourselves another chance. We nearly went forward again and nearly had another chance there, but... after the game, certainly a little bit of anger and disappointment and all that sort of thing, and we sort of get it out in the room afterwards and then leave it there. Leave it there because you can't stew in it. Oh, yeah, you got to let it out. Yeah, we're all human.
Well, the best 2 or 3 or 4 minutes after a win are those minutes when you're in the room. Yes. You get around, you sing the song, you tip Gator on each other, hug each other, pat it. It is the best time in footy.
Absolutely, yes.
But it's also the worst time when you have a loss by 1 point.
100%.
So does the coach get you in straight away? Does he give you your time? Does one of the leaders get up and starts? I mean, take us into the rooms after that 1 point
we
loss.
went straight into the rooms and Dawes had a chat to us straight away and we sort of got out a little bit of frustration and, it certainly stings in those moments, Rowie. And then it's not a great feeling, but we sort of just got it all out and knocked it on the head and moved on. So we hopefully don't have to go through that over the next few weeks. So we get it back on the winner's sheet.
Had a look at the game. It was, I think, from a neutral observer, it was a cracking game to watch. So there was a lot of good football. I thought they were very slick by handing close, especially, and that's what got them off to a fast start. It seemed like to me, and we spoke to Lockie Murphy about this last night, that they would get a fast start at the beginning of the quarter. You guys would work really hard, get it back, even maybe get in front, and then they'd take it back. And always felt like you're on the chase. I had a look at the time in front. Gold Coast had 100 minutes of the game in front. You guys had 28.
Yeah,
so that sort of lends to that theory.
Yeah. We certainly were slow to start quarters, weren't we, on the weekend, for whatever reason. I can't put my finger on why that is, but we probably lost a couple of goals out of stoppage early at the start of each quarter and got us on the back foot, and then we were able to fight our way back into it and show some character there. But it'd be nice to keep the first couple of goals each quarter rather than chasing your tail and having to play well once you've been challenged.
It felt like it was a chase.
We're constantly down each quarter. So, it'd be nice to be the aggressor and be the one kicking those goals early. So
talking about being the aggressor, Riley Thilthorpe, what a game. That was
he was pretty good, wasn't he?
Cracker,
wow.
Wasn't it? I do want to know what happened. Now, I'm used to AFL these days. Everybody, giving each other a hug and all the rest of it, want to come over for tea and all that. There was none of that between him and Mac Andrew.
Yeah, it was a bit fiery, wasn't it?
So
I was
it going on a fair bit during the day? Or
I think the last few minutes there was a little bit of argy-bargy there and a little bit of
because he was not having any
let's
shake hands and make out with friends.
Yeah, well, they're both pretty competitive, I think. So they were having a few words towards the end of the game and Riley wanted to kick the winning goal and didn't quite get the opportunity. And I think Mac might have let him know about that after the siren. So there was a bit of argy-bargy there.
I've got to say, I preferred it.
Yeah, there's a bit of emotion there. It'd be
Did
good
you
for the
like it, Roy, or
spectators.
not?
Oh, look, I do. It's just two competitors at each other the
It
whole
was like,
game.
no, I'm not accepting that.
Yeah, no, I don't mind it.
Yeah, so
I don't
it's
mind a
good
bit
for the
of
spectators and it
yeah.
adds a bit of spice to the game. Certainly next time we'll certainly
right. You get-
have a bit of fire
get them
going
on.
into it. So we got them later in the year at Adelaide Oval, so we'll certainly remember that.
Beautiful.
Are they a good team? I felt we weren't at our best.
No, we weren't. I don't think we was clean in our fundamentals around the contest. Probably the conditions probably played a role in that, and we didn't adapt to it as well as we should have. And their pressure was really, really good. Their pressure was high. Like it felt like every time you got the ball, there was two guys coming at you from all directions. And when we kicked it outside, set our 450, they went out the other side and went very quick down the other end. So their slingshot footy was great, and their contest and pressure was great as well. So I reckon they're a very good side, and their midfielder great inside, and then very honest running away from stoppage.
Yeah, they work both ways. So clearly the best team you played this year was up a notch, and to be able to go toe-to-toe with them, I had to look at all the key stats, and we'll do them with Campo after 5 o'clock. There wasn't one particular area where they dominated or you dominated. It was just two up-and-coming teams just going hammer and tong. So there's a lot of confidence to take from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty tough place to play. It's one of the toughest tests in footy at the moment, I reckon, up there in the Gold Coast, in the heat and the sweat and the humidity, and they're a pretty tough team. So without playing our best footy, we gave them a fair crack, and they'll certainly be featuring towards the end of the year, I think.
Yeah. Matt Crouch, right this week?
He's good to go, as far as I'm aware. We haven't had a main session due to the short week, but he's looking good. He was lifting heavy in the gym today and running around and hitting kicks. So
I've got a different report on our unique homestyle food text. Now, these our listeners don't tell.
At Westfield, West Lakes, that one?
That's the one. Have you got it, Rowie?
Yeah. A lady was at West Lakes, Westfield West Lakes, and Matty was there with his trolley and his young one,
hobbling along,
and looked like he was hobbling
on the walker. Was he?
Yeah.
Don't think you'll see him this week.
Might have been a different bloke, maybe. Might have been an 80-year-old bloke. But no, Matty was pretty good today at the club. So maybe he pulled up a bit sore from training. I haven't heard that. So no, I think he'll be good to go.
I got one for you, Rob.
Yeah,
that is. It's understanding that Crows youngster Toby Murray is set to miss an extended period. The 21-year-old will have surgery this week on a broken ankle sustained in the sample win over North Adelaide.
Yeah, he hurt himself last Saturday going up for a mark and landed on it. So not sure the exact damage there, but I think he's in for surgery later in the week.
Well early.
So he's been emergency the first few weeks, and I think he was bound to debut in the next 8 weeks. He would have been probably the next key forward in, and certainly a shame for him.
That deserved a stinger, late breaking news, didn't it? That was a
hot off the press.
Missed me opportunity.
Just signed a 2-year deal too.
Yes.
Now a lot of people are saying on the umpires and all the whinging in this interview now to call the ambulance. So for those that want it, there it is. Do you know the movie Bruce Willis? Somebody called the ambulance.
Yeah, I do reference that a bit. Yeah,
I know.
Getting the violins out.
We've been told to call the ambulance.
Okay.
Now the big one is Isaac Rankin has bleeding to his calf, the belly of his calf. Now, how is he?
Yeah, he was icing today, so it's a bruised calf. So there's no muscle damage, I don't believe, and it's just a big corky, a big knock. Okay. So he's obviously a pretty explosive player. Uses his calves a fair bit, unlike me. So if it was me, I'd probably get through the game, no worries. But he might be under a cloud. So hopefully he's good to go, though. Hopefully he's good to go.
Looking at your calves here, you have got little...
I got little runner's calves, Rowie.
That's it. You're very lean, aren't you?
Yeah, but not much explosive power in those things, unlike Ranks.
Well, doesn't matter. Now, did he sustain that knock when Collins landed on him after that mark? And his knee fell into the belly of his calf? This is Neil at Encounter Bay?
Not sure exactly when it was. It might have been earlier in the game, I believe, but maybe that made it worse.
Okay. That correct.
Yeah, maybe the stress and the emotional damage might have made it worse.
How does he reconcile that? Do you have a sports psychologist or a social worker, or is there some people that get over it easy and others that don't, and you get sent to such and such to talk to reconcile it?
Yeah.
Talk to us about, because some people are super positive like me, and other people are dark clouds.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't be too traumatised by that.
Jimmy, if you laugh at that, I'm going to give you a crusty.
I don't think there's too much trauma involved for him, but he'd be a little bit upset he didn't get a chance to kick the goal, kick the winning goal. That would have been nice for him, but I think he was still smiling after the game, so he's good to go. But yeah, guys do have that stuff, but I think Ranks is all right.
Okay.
Hey, Riley, I was wondering, and I wrote this down because I am genuinely interested in this, and I'm glad Rowie sort of just brought up about psychologists and the like. I'm interested how you prepare mentally for a game. Do you have a routine, from the end of the last game into the next game? Do you have a routine at all mentally on how you prepare?
Yeah, I mean, the system's pretty similar going into a week. You have your routine around your training and around your
physical stuff.
Game review, game preview, and all that stuff. Even leading into a game, your routine stuff helps you feel a bit more calm and a bit more in control because you're sort of controlling all those variables going into the game.
Yeah.
And then from a mental point of view, I do a bit of mindfulness and meditation and that sort of stuff, which is what a lot of guys do. I did yoga today with about 15 of the boys at the club.
And I know everybody's different, but do a lot of guys do similar to you?
Yeah, as I said, a lot of guys do the yoga. A lot of guys do some sort of breath work on mindfulness, which is essentially just trying to switch your brain off a little bit because you can have a lot of thoughts running through your head week to week between games.
What's yoga?
Yoga, yoga,
stretching and all that.
You do a lot of yoga, wouldn't you? A lot of stretching and getting.
Can you do a downward dog?
I am horrible. If you watch me do yoga, Rowie, it's not very graceful. I don't think it's how you're meant to do it. Put it that way.
I'm in the same boat as you, but it's tough. Yeah. It's a lot tougher than what you think it is.
But you get to the end of it, and we do sort of a lie down meditation. You sort of zonk out,
that's
and
where
you can sort of switch off from your brain and sort of get rid of the clutter in your head. Because footy can sort of be all consuming week to week, and you can think about footy and how you went on the weekend and the upcoming game, and give yourself a little break from that. Guys do different things, and a lot of guys do.
So you'll do
sort of
a lot of that sort of during the week?
Yeah. I'll do a patch that every day, and other guys will do certain things to try and switch off from footy and have some sort of escape from it all and not be all consumed by it. So you're not knackered by the time you get to the game.
Don't want to be too worked up.
Yeah.
Well done. Thanks for coming in your rod and gun sport top.
Very classy here, Rowie.
Well, rod and gun is for 60-plus men.
Yeah, I'm a 60-plus-year-old man in a 29-year-old's body at the moment. Hey, I'm in bed at 8 o'clock and read my book, so have my cup of tea.
Well done. Thanks for coming in. A massive game
slippers.
Thursday night versus Geelong. Love your ruck work. It's coming on brilliantly. That ruck tap was just outstanding. It was elite. Have a good one, and thanks for coming in.
Thanks, boys. Enjoy Gather Round.
Well
awesome work. Riley O'Brien with us. All thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre with cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more at 919 Marion Road. Marion, Jack Riewoldt will join us next after we check your roads.
Crash at Blair. Look out from the drive home. Blair Road near Windy Point. Another crash getting clear to Westbourne Park. Still got a few residual delays. Cross Road near Goodwood Road. And we are slow for works at Darlington Main South Road near Brookside Road. Quite busy at the moment. Tapley's Hill Road, Glenelg North with Cameras Dyson Road, Christie's Beach and Days Road at Ferryden Park. When the lucky country isn't so lucky you're with Amy. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS and TMD at amy.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Gather Round returns to SA this weekend, and together with Macca's, we want to get you there in style.
It's going to be massive, Will, and we've got your chance to win a VIP experience for Port Adelaide v Hawthorn this Sunday.
It includes a double pass to the game, Macca's zipline experience, and exclusive pre-game viewing on the boundary line during the team's warm-ups.
Keep listening to us on 5AA Breakfast from 6 a.m. this Friday for your chance to win.
Explore Macca's Minecraft movie Happy Meal, 12 unique toys featuring film-inspired blockheads and block worlds. Collect today. Macca's, proud official partners of Macca's AFL Gather Round.
Hello, Cherry. I'm listening. It's time to celebrate because the Cherry Tiggo 4 Pro is the pick of the bunch as Drive's Car of the Year 2025. Best urban car under $30,000. Tell me more. Cherry pick your own at Southern Cherry Morphett Vale from $23,990 drive away. T's and C's apply.
Here's some news to make you feel better. In just 3 years, the Albanese Labor government has opened 5 free Medicare urgent care clinics in Adelaide, in Elizabeth, Marion, Morphett Vale, Para Hills and Royal Park, with one in East Adelaide opening soon. And to make you feel even better, next term Labor will also deliver more bulk billing for all South Australians. Labor built Medicare, and only Labor looks after it.
Authorised A. Burke, Australian Labor Party, Adelaide.
Mario Maiolo Promotions and FIVEAA present Blowin' in the Wind. Honouring Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Bob Dylan with friends Johnny Cash, Joan Baez and the Travelling Wilburys. Come celebrate the legends who contributed to cultural change through inspired lyrics and songs of revolution with an amazing cast. The times they're a-changing, folks, so don't think twice because it's all right. Blowin' in the Wind, Her Majesty's Theatre, Friday 23rd of May. Book now at Ticketek.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
Imagine waking up in a home designed for luxury living, where every day brings the opportunity for a morning swim, state-of-the-art wellness amenities, and evenings spent with friends. Retirement isn't about slowing down, it's about living on your own terms. Living Choice has created luxury homes with premium resort-style amenities and a community of like-minded individuals who believe retirement is about living life to the fullest. Make your choice. Living Choice. Go to livingchoice.com.au.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
10 minutes to 5. Campo coming up after 5 live in studio. We have gather round tickets still to give away to the sold-out Crows game against the Cats on Thursday night. And we've also got a chance for you to be at the first showdown of the year on Saturday, May 10. Not only will you get tickets, but you can score a night's accommodation at the Pullman Adelaide. So for your chance to win, you can enter now. Go to 5AA.com.au. Go through the 5AA player app as well. You can go there, listen to your favourite podcast, or to 5AA. And if you keep coming back each day, you can clock up additional entries. Kick off your AFL experience at Pullman Adelaide. Footy fans, top stay in the East End. Book now at pullmanadelaide.com.au.
Now, the only place to watch every game in Gather Round is Fox Footy on KO Sports. If you miss out on a ticket, you can watch every game at Gather Round live on KO Sports for just $1. How good's that? One of their great experts and, well, he played in Gather Round and now he's had a couple of years to view it. Jack Riewoldt joins us. G'day, Jack.
G'day, lads. How are we?
And, yeah, you're back again, mate. What do you think of Gather Round overall? And you think it's gaining more momentum and can Adelaide keep it?
Yeah, cannot bloody wait to get on the plane to get over to Adelaide. Unlike a former teammate of mine, Jack Higgins, I froth on Adelaide. Cannot wait to get there, boys. The Hague's chocolates. I came over for the tour down under and had an absolute blast and really am looking forward to getting to Gather Round. Obviously, all the 18 teams in the one city, or we're going to go out to the Barossa as well, which I rode out to Tanunda. What a beautiful part of the world that is for the tour down under. But obviously, Gather Round, as you mentioned already, if you can't make it to Gather Round, this is for the South Australians. We're not giving this to any other part of the country. $1 this weekend for KO, and on Saturday, Super Saturday, it's the only place you can watch footy live and exclusive on KO. But I'm really looking forward to rocking in Thursday afternoon, Thursday night footy, Crows v Geelong, and you said you got a few tickets there. They'd be going like they would be like rare as hen's teeth, those things.
Exactly.
But cannot wait to get over there. It is Christmas for the football fans, and I am a very, very big football lover.
What games are you doing? You just the one, or you got a couple?
So we've got so Super Saturday's been the big addition to Fox Footy this year with the new broadcast agreement. You can only watch live footy on Saturdays on Fox, and I've been a part of the team that's been steering that for Foxtel. So we will do Thursday night footy in the call team, myself, David King, and Matt Hill. You can probably hear my son in the background. We've just driven past the digger and he's pretty rapt about it. We have got we've got Super Saturday live from the Adelaide Oval on the weekend, 12 hours of footy. So, yeah, very good.
You got the tin lids in the back seat there, Jackie boy.
I've only got one. I've just picked up the young fella from daycare. It was a mad rush to get him in the car.
Beautiful.
But he's spotted a digger. He's 2 years of age and he absolutely loves him.
Oh, beautiful.
How good.
Now, you know we're very Crows and Port-centric here. The other 16 clubs we don't care about. So here's the question. Were the Crows robbed, and do you believe in footy gods and karma?
Well, are we talking about on the weekend or are we talking about round 23 a couple of years ago?
Well, we're talking
probably
about...
both times. And
Yeah.
I hate to bring it up for the Crom fans. Like, it's... I couldn't believe that on the weekend. And look, boys, you think the tickets for Thursday night for Adelaide Geelong are going to be hotcakes? Just imagine round 19. After what transpired on the weekend with Mac Andrew and Riley Tilthorpe, can you imagine what round 19 is going to look like?
Absolutely. Brilliant. Looking forward to it. A bit like the Port Hawthorn one that's now been billed for the Sunday night.
Yeah, that's going to be an incredible game. I had Jordan Lewis on the couch last night talking about it, and certainly there is no love lost. And if Jack Ginnivan kicks a goal, can you imagine the size of the aeroplane that he's going to take off after the little stoush with Ken Hinkley? I cannot wait for that. I was there last year when Ginnivan played Collingwood in the final day of Gather Round, and he gave a little bit to the Collingwood faithful. So, looking forward to that game and obviously the whole 9 games in South Australia.
Well, here's the thing, Jack, if you're listening, and we'll, shoot you a text or something. I dare you to kick a goal and do an aeroplane. Jack, I dare
you. Go, yeah.
Hey, what do you reckon, Jack? I dare him.
I reckon he doesn't care what you think.
Yeah,
he's going to do it.
He'll do what he likes. And one of the games that's intriguing in Gather Round, and probably for the wrong reasons, is how do you pick a winner between Melbourne and Essendon?
Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance, so you could flip a coin. But I just think the B, and I think Carlton are in the same boat. They're obviously playing on the Saturday as well. Is that for the competition? I reckon we need them both to win. So look, I think Carlton will start favourites obviously against West Coast, and she'll get the job done. And Melbourne, don't be surprised if Petrarca goes full Captain Australia and just drags Melbourne over the line single-handedly, because he's got the ability to do it. So I'll be tipping Carlton against West Coast and Melbourne against Essendon.
Well, all the best with all the games here at Gather Round, mate. Enjoy your time here. Unlike your teammate, Jack Higgins, I don't expect you to be playing, what's it called?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I've never had a PlayStation in my life. I don't see. Why would you want to do that when you could go out to the Eyre Peninsula, diving with sharks, everything else that comes with South Australia, and the Hague's chocolates, they are the best chocolates in the country. So
Elite,
you cannot wait.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks for your time, buddy. Appreciate it.
Cheers, boys. Got to get back to the digger here and the 2-year-old.
Good man. Fox Footy expert Jack Riewoldt. Of course, Gather Round is Fox Footy, KO Sports. And if you missed out on a ticket, you can watch every game, Gather Round, KO Sports for just $1.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a nice offer.
Very, very good deal for the weekend. And, of course, with Gather Round here, we are Thursday night and Friday night going to be broadcasting the Rowie and Timmy G Sports Show from the Southern Plaza of Adelaide Oval. So make sure you can come past. It'd be great to have you. It's all thanks to Macca's. The Minecraft movie Happy Meal is here. Build your world with 12 limited edition toys the whole family will love. Get your Macca's, limited time only. 3 to 5. Campo in studio next.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Gather Round is back as the AFL spotlight shines down on Adelaide. Unbelievable scenes! The Crows will take centre stage as they host the fired-up Cats.
Cameron, the 5-goal star!
Thursday night on 5AA. Will it be the Crows?
The Crows are back in it!
Or the Cats?
Cats are on the night!
To notch up the first Gather Round win.
AFL Live on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Kathy doesn't have time to wait around for deliveries. That's why we've updated the AusPost app to include 2-hour estimated delivery notifications, so Kathy doesn't have to. Come on. You ask, we deliver at Australia Post. Available when matched to a MyPost account.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA, always Adelaide.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to get free installation? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? to the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers and get free installation on your cabinets with laminate benchtops. For a limited time, of course. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Chaos theory stipulates that small changes in our universe can lead to unpredictable results. Like how a single fresh drop of Aldi merch can send shockwaves through Aldi's fan bases. Brace yourself for the cosmic fusion of comfort and style from Aldi's logo-embroidered hoodie and trackies. Just $14.99 each. It's special you can buy at the Aldi Mania sale this Wednesday. Aldi. Good different.
Life is busy, but your loved one's safety is priceless. With Care Alert's personal alert system, you can relax knowing they're supported anytime, anywhere. With features like two-way talking, fall detection and GPS tracking, make life stress-free for you and your family. Call 1300 75 85 95 or go to carealert.com.au for a Care Alert personal alert system today. Because caring never takes a break.
With so many holiday homes on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. Surfing Tina at a beach villa. Is that a shark? Or channel surfing Tina in an apartment. Ooh, a shark show. Book whoever you want to be. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Get in on the biggest weekend in footy. The 2025 AFL Gather Round is here. 9 blockbuster matches, the Macca's Footy Festival, player signings and the ultimate fan experience at Rundle Mall. Get a taste of footy in the Barossa and even zipline across the Torrens. When you're in on it, you'll celebrate speckies with your normal mates and then be new mates with old mates at Norwood and Adelaide Ovals. It's the AFL, Aussie Rules Footy, and South Australia is ready. Visit gatherround.afl.
Buy a car from Edwardstown Mazda and win the ultimate Bali holiday. Flights, accommodation and activities. Plus, get up to $8,000 in savings across the entire range. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
There's a lot to love about learning just about anything you want with WEA. Just name it. And remember, it's real-time, face-to-face learning, so you'll always get answers to your questions. WEA has 22 language courses on offer and over 80 cooking and wine appreciation courses. You can learn about canine nutrition for better health, self-defense for women, or DIY wedding flowers and fun with floral art. For face-to-face learning you'll love, visit wea-sa.com.au.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Down to 13 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 25. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
To make room for renovations, Agostino Mitsubishi are having a stock clearance sale on now, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
The Prime Minister and opposition leader are preparing to go head-to-head in the first debate of the election campaign. More from Zach De Silva.
Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton have spent the afternoon hunkered down, preparing for their first debate. It'll be held in Wentworthville in Sydney's western suburbs, allowing both leaders to make their pitch to undecided voters. The Prime Minister says he's ready to go.
I look forward to talking with the people of Wentworthville.
2 debates have been locked in so far, but Mr Dutton says more are needed.
We wrote to the Prime Minister a few months ago asking for 4 debates.
Tonight's meeting is expected to centre on the cost of living and economic management.
The debate will be on Sky from 7 p.m. Farming groups are thanking the government for the taxpayer-funded relief package announced today. $55 million is available to help in areas such as mental health, bill relief, fodder and animal pest control. Rob Brokenshire from the SA Dairy Farmers Association says there's a lot riding on the financial support.
An industry that employs 76,000 South Australians, and it also brings in $18.5 billion a year. So we don't want to whinge. We're not there for handouts, but it is a time for need. It's been recognised so far, and we'll have to keep working with the government if it continues to deteriorate. It's the daddy of all droughts. I've never seen a drought like this before in our area.
Meantime, the SES has constructed a sand wall around the town of Inaminka as unprecedented floodwaters impact the area. There are concerns it could be cut off for up to 3 months, with one cattle station already isolated. The deluge is coming down the line from Queensland and New South Wales. There's a push for doctors to include hepatitis B in routine blood testing for adults aged over 25. The condition affects around a third of Australians and is fuelling a rise in liver cancer. Hepatitis Australia's Lucy Clines says early detection is key to saving lives.
We know that without medical care, up to 1 in 4 people with chronic hepatitis B will die prematurely from liver cancer or liver damage. Getting tested means getting people connected to the care that they need.
An outpouring from the who's who in music following the death of Blondie drummer Clem Burke. He succumbed to cancer aged 70. There have been tributes from Nancy Sinatra to Spandau Ballet to Belinda Carlisle. Bandmate Deborah Harry saying his drumming was the heartbeat of the band. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL footy cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
There's a cloud over Crow Isaac Rankin for Thursday night's gather-round opener against Geelong. Riley O'Brien has told Rowie and Timmy G he suffered a knock to his calf during Adelaide's round 4 clash.
He was icing today, so it's a bruised calf. So there's no muscle damage, I don't believe, and just a big corky, a big knock. Okay. So he's obviously a pretty explosive player. Yep. Uses his calves a fair bit. So hopefully he's good to go, though.
Meantime, Toby Murray is set to miss an extended period of footy. The 21-year-old will have surgery this week on a broken ankle, sustained in Saturday's SANFL win over North Adelaide. An injury blow for Hawthorn with a star player sidelined for an extended period. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
Will Day is expected to miss 3 to 4 months of football due to a serious foot injury. The 23-year-old midfielder reported soreness following yesterday's training session. Scans have since revealed a stress fracture in the navicular bone, which requires surgery. Hawthorn head doctor Liam West is confident Day will recover in time to play again this year. It's a bitter blow for the Hawks, with Day among their best performers across the first 4 rounds.
And one-time Test opener Will Pucovski has announced his retirement from cricket. The 27-year-old has had a long history of concussions and hasn't played since being struck on the helmet in March last year. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Got a few delays at Belair with a crash, Belair Road near Windy Point. Those delays are as you're heading up the hill. Slow for works at Modbury North, Golden Grove Road near Milne Road. Down to 40 for speeds at Virginia, Anglevar Road near Maloney Road, and super busy at the moment, Park Tourist at North Adelaide for the drive home. Cameras Commercial Road, Seaford, and Grand Junction Road at Clearview. Fantastic Furniture Spend and Save is on now. Spend 500, save 60. Spend 1,000, save 150. Spend 2,000, save 400. In-store or online, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 13 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 25, Thursday cloud clearing and 30, Friday mostly sunny 29. Right now it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, see the heated clash as adults confront children who are fishing at Westlades. From Adelaide to the Barossa, we have the final preparations for Gather Round. Towns cut off as South Australia's outback is flooded. The incredible pictures. Plus, market rebound. FIVEAA with simple strategies for nervous retirees. 9 News. Your news. Nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. It's 7 minutes after 5 on this great Tuesday evening. We have Gather Round tickets still to give away in this hour. So if you want to head to Thursday night football, the Crows and Cats, we have a chance for you to get to that sold-out matchup. It'll be a huge opening to Gather Round, which is building up in a couple of days' time. Ned McHenry's going to join us in studio. Chad Corns is here for Port Adelaide, and your calls as well, 8223 0000. And you can visit Adrian Bryan Hyundai with a live stream and take a test drive today to find your perfect Hyundai car at A-Lifts Road, St Mary's, because it's time to welcome in.
On the 5AA Sports Show, this is Coach's Corner with Scott Camporeale. Thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses for 35 years. Greatness in the making.
Certainly is, Campo. Welcome.
Thank you, Rowie. Before we start,
hello.
It's always good to admit when you're wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you like the Fonz? I was.
Yeah. Have you got the audio, Tuggers? I do owe you, Will, and Riley Thilthorpe an apology.
Okay.
Dribbles it up towards the square. Thilthorpe paddled it over his head, and he's kicked a goal! Wow! Riley Thilthorpe, take a bow!
Did he tap it or did he try and take it? I want to see this on the...
Yes, he did! He's got 5. It's a 1-point margin.
I'm not so sure.
That was Ablett.
I'm not so sure. I want to see it on the replay.
All in one. Oh, don't piss in the chips, Campo. Watch it again.
I reckon he tried to grab it.
No, he did not.
I reckon it's a paddle.
Watch this. Look. Yes. Yes. He paddled it over his head.
Sure.
Threw his opponent in. Shut up, Campo. See, he did.
Now that's the unhinged Rowie at the
It's
end,
unhinged.
which I liked. But I do owe you an apology. I went back, did my research. I thought he might have just sort of snatched at it and that it just sort of butted through his fingers. But on hindsight,
he knew what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. It was a good 5.
Well yeah, it was a good 5.
Very good 5. Yeah.
Oh, well, the 5 was good, but I love what he did in that third quarter, and I hope we're going to talk about it because it's something that I think is. One, he's added to his game, but two, not a lot of clubs have that player, that second-string ruckman that can come in and actually make a difference in that second rotation when your key ruckman goes off.
Well, let's do that because you talked about it in the call live. He was up against a second string of
Reed.
Gold Coast and had his way with him, didn't he?
Well, he
and
did.
Turned the game.
Well, he did, and we've both enjoyed how they've used Riley in this. Now he's obviously a bit more match fit. A bit more confident in his body.
Better at his craft.
Yeah, so, and it looked like, previously with Riley O'Brien, and he was just in here before, he played big minutes because he could, but now they've actually got the opportunity. So in the pre-season and the early games, he comes in at that sort of 8-9 minute mark. Riley has a bit of a spell, goes off and he comes into the second, the backup for that quarter, but it's great because it gives him an opportunity to come in and get his hands on the ball, be physical, and even if you don't touch it, you're still around the ball and you feel like you're in the game. As you know, as a key forward, sometimes you can be, a bit of a dead end. But that third quarter, I was super impressed. I know he kicked his 5, but if I was a midfield coach, I'd be more impressed with what he did there because he influenced the game immensely in there. And I wrote it down, Rowie, and went back and had a look. So he had 8 disposals in that third quarter. He had 5 contested, 4 ground balls, 3 clearances, 2 tackles, 2 centre bounce clearances, and kicked the goal in that time. So that's big numbers for a guy who's
amazing.
So
just in that time.
Well, we had 1 or 2 just before that to get in it, but then he had I reckon he had 6 or 7 in that period for that quarter. So, and then what happened was that turned the game. Well, not turned the game, but the momentum changed in the game for Adelaide because they were able to get some forward entries. They were much better around the contest. And then what it did is it forced Damien Hardwick at three-quarter time to go, the game's in the balance here. We can't afford, and this is no disrespect to Reed. He's a young player that's, he's a couple of years behind, what Riley Thilthorpe's doing. We need to ruck Witts the whole quarter here.
And they did
so he got both barrels, Wittsy, and it was pretty even after there. But that's important from a coach's box point of view to go, geez, we've made them make a decision based on the influence of one of our players. And I thought it was a really good, mature performance. And he's just building, isn't he? He's building. And I loved the angry bit at the end. Loved it.
I asked Riley O'Brien about that. I just said, what was said and it sounded like Mac Andrew was saying, you didn't get your chance to kick a goal or whatever, and he went off. Now, I'm far more on that page than I am making out that your
mates and hugging each other.
You're going to go over and have a video night.
For me, as a teammate, it meant something to him.
Yeah.
It's a competitor, and I loved it. Keep growing the beard, keep being angry.
Yeah, and that's, in hot conditions, that's difficult to carry. So
that's right.
The numbers between the two teams, the key ones that we all get to see, contested ball stoppage, score for stoppage, all of that, you couldn't split them. And it was a 1-point margin. What did you see that they did better or the Crows need to improve on in that? Well, because they're an up-and-coming team.
No, they are.
They'd be marginal.
It was marginal. It was. I mean, and if you have a look, and I love Damien's press conference. He said it was a big boys' game, and I couldn't have put it better myself. Like 149 each contested possession, and we'll get onto that with your mob down the road, Timmy, a little bit later. But that's
You're
that's
telling me we
fine-
didn't have 149? Is that what you're saying?
You haven't had that in 2 weeks.
Oh,
no,
dear.
I'm only joking. But that was on from the whole time, you know. So, and that the game starts from there. And that's why
From the contest.
And that's why it's really important. And you hear coaches bring it up in press conferences, and that it's the number. So it swung in roundabouts, you know, but they were able to just go head to head, you know, with it throughout the day. The thing that, you know, all the numbers are great. You can't, like, transition, score from stoppage. You know, probably it was a little bit of inefficiency for Gold Coast in the end. I mean, at one stage they had 8 entries for 1 goal 7. So they probably could have maybe just put Adelaide on the back foot a bit. But I love what Riley said. They said we didn't play our best footy and we probably not got away with it, but they kept us in the game. But there's a sign of maturity again that, you know, didn't go their way, but they just hung in there and just tried to find a way. But no, they're playing really good footy, and I can't wait for Thursday. That's going to be an absolute cracker because both teams are very similar in their makeup about how they play.
All right, do you want to get on to my mob, as you call them? Well, let's talk. The first quarter, I described it as they got murdered in the first quarter and then basically had to use up all the petrol tickets to try and get back in it.
Yep.
And didn't get there. Very untidy, not clean below their knees, taking their eyes off the ball, couldn't take a mark out in front of the face. So a lot of fundamentals went wrong. But I was disturbed because there was an interview with Ross Lyon before the game, and he said, we've identified that if we send an extra person up to the stoppage, he's saying this before the game, that we might be able to get them there.
Yep.
That actually worked very well for them. And can you tell me numbers-wise how it rolled out?
Well, it's risk versus reward when you do that. Now Ross has always traditionally been a ground ball. That's a number one stat, ground ball clearance, and that's his 2 MO. So that's okay, but if you're going to do that, and we saw the opposite. If you look at what Melbourne did against Geelong, on the flip side, they had an extra one up at the stoppage, and Geelong had 165 marks.
Wow.
So it's what you do with that to spare. Now, I think Aaliyah had a pretty good intercept game, and so did Radaglia at times when they were able to do it. But they just couldn't move the ball as well as what, say, Geelong were able to do. So, but not only that, St Kilda, with their extra, Sweet won the hitouts, you know, by a huge number. And they just didn't get bang for buck around there. And I think I heard Chad today say, you know, that they identified that in their review, which is all part of it. But unfortunately, the game gets away from you pretty quickly. So they weren't able to sort of, I guess, arrest that. But it was clearance, but it was also, which, you know, I've been sitting here for 3 or 4 years, Timmy, that ground ball is a massive issue with Port Adelaide.
Why can't they win it?
Well,
what's going on that they can't win it?
Well, I went and had a look because last year, if you remember, we broke it down as well. And I'm already they're 17th in the competition from a ground ball perspective.
Wow.
So, and that first quarter, I think it was 34-20, so minus 14. That's just not getting your hands on it, you know. And so then I looked at, because you can sit there and it can be, well, was it our forward 50? Was it our midfield? Or was it our D50? So they were they're minus 39 over the year against their direct opponents, right? So differential is the most important thing because you know, that's the way it works.
Swings and roundabouts.
They're minus 24 through the midfield, so between the arcs. So you've got arguably your best ball winners and hunters through that part of the ground. Would that be fair?
Yeah, and you're not winning it.
So out of that, it's made up of hard ball and loose ball. So hard ball is in that sort of 2 metre radius, but then it's outside of that. So they're minus 37 out of that 39 from a loose ball perspective. So they all, either the pressure that they were trying to put on St Kilda, and then St Kilda were able to just get it in that second phase of the scramble, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's been an issue for a couple of years because they're so red hot on trying to win it on the inside. And you think of Butters and you think of Horne-Francis and you think of Drew, that
Wines.
maker Ollie Wines. But as soon as it spills out to that sort of 3 to 7 metre radius, they're just not getting on it quick enough. Now, that can be selection, that could be a bit of luck, but it's a combination of things. But
consistent, though.
It's consistent, but I'm a little concerned about Port, about how they're going. Do you think they're not confused, the players, but they've changed their MO? There's no question about that. And I asked you, bro, you said, are we into, their handball and whatever? I said, was that just one game or is that a theme? Well, 4 weeks. We've had 4 weeks, and I've gone back and have a look at it. They were, have a guess what Port were handball last year versus kick.
1-to-1?
Ratio-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, close to 1-to-1.
So they're 1-to-1 at the moment, one kick and one handball?
Oh, well, no, we don't. I reckon it would be 1-to-1.5.
Yeah, 1-to-1.5.
Yeah.
So they've gone from kicking second in the competition in 2024 to now 17th. That's a big shift, and handballing as well. So the challenge is with Port Adelaide is, do we want to keep going down that track? Because you're coming up against a Hawthorn team this week that are number 2 for pressure. Now, if you're going to start handballing and flicking the ball around,
pressure,
you're asking for trouble. And as I said previously, I'm not
With
sure.
every handball, there's more risk.
So, and the challenge for them is once you start doing that and you become an uncontested team, which is what they are at the moment, Port Adelaide, if teams want to turn it and take that away from an uncontested mark, because there's still high, 1 or 2 in uncontested marks, if your opposition takes that away this week and they turn it into a contest, Port are 16th at contest.
You can't win.
So I'm not sure where they're sitting at the moment with how their game plan's going. At least with the kick mark, you go, this is our MI. But now it looks like they're sort of in between, if that makes sense.
They are 100%. Yeah, I totally agree. Let's take our calls. Campo in the studio. Hello, Tony.
Hello, boys. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Becoming quite a habit now, ringing Campo on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I love your calls, Tony. Love your thoughts on the game.
So, look, I just was wondering your thoughts on this one, right? So we know what Geelong are going to do to us because they've been doing it to us for 10 years, right? So they'll set the ground up behind us. You've already mentioned about where they play their loose. And then they'll squeeze that brigade of smalls closer and closer to the stoppage and beat us back to goal, which I don't know, Rowie, I think you and I drove us nuts. Like, you know, we've seen it every year for 10 years, basically. My question around when you play the Cats, given that I feel like they're probably one of the few teams in the competition that don't let you be you, everyone else has let us be Adelaide. They're not going to let us be Adelaide. So I don't think your transition game's going to be in place. Would you lose one of your rebounding defenders, right? So say you sit Wayne Miller out just to play a Hugh Bond, because we've got to take care of Close, Myers, Stengel. So we know we need lots of good small forwards defended, and I think that'll be a higher value than having another person that transitions when you know that the Cats aren't going to let you get to that transition game anyway.
Tony, very good point.
He
sees it well, doesn't he?
He's taking over. Tony, you might have to get him.
Tony from Bondi on a Tuesday.
No, it's a great call, Tony, and it's. And I think it's got some validity to it, Rowie. Absolutely, because the names that you called there. Now, I guess the argument will be
Close, Stengel, Myers.
Yeah, which is absolutely, you need to shut them down. And they've got a great spread. You throw Cameron in and Dangerfield's now playing forward. So you've got a decent spread of goal kickers. The challenge will be, I guess the question in match committee, if I was playing devil's advocate, is it one or the other? Do we back... to use Tony's, we back Wayne Milner in to defend one of those guys because we know how important the transition game is going to be against Geelong. Now, if you put Bond in there, in no disrespect to him, I'm not sure the ball in his hands is as good as what Wayne Milner is.
No.
So the challenge is going to be what do we risk and what's the reward? And that's always the challenge in match committee. But I think it's a really valid point, Tony.
It is. We'll take your break and come back with your calls, 822 300 00.
Get involved. If you want to be like Tony, you can chat with Campo, ask any question like. Here's your traffic.
Busy in a heap of spots for the drive home. The Salisbury Highway as you're heading over Port Wakefield Road. Also South Road at Edwardstown quite busy. And Henley Beach Road pretty busy as you're going through Torrensville too. Works look out for at Burnside, Corinne Hill Road near Glenburn Road. Speeds at 40 at Darlington, Main South Road near Brookside Road. And a couple of cameras to look out for those tonight. High Street, Wollonga and Main North Road at Enfield. Live way better with Nature's Way thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Right now, Nature's Way vitamins are half price at Chemist Warehouse. Yes, half price. Be quick. Sale ends Wednesday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
AFL Gather Round rolls back into SA this weekend, and 5AA's bringing you all the action. From Adelaide Oval to Norwood to the Barossa. If it's happening for Gather Round, you'll hear it on 5AA. Catch live, local and passionate coverage from all the big games. Kicking off with the Crows versus Geelong, wrapping up with a Port versus Hawks blockbuster, and everything in between. Keep up to date with everything you need to know, thanks to Macca's. Explore Macca's Minecraft Movie Happy Meal. 12 unique toys to collect. Macca's, proud official partners of Macca's AFL Gather Round.
Have you checked on your elderly loved ones today? What if they've had a fall? and no one knows? What if their personal alert system wasn't charged, or they forgot to wear it? These are the moments we don't think about until it's too late. With the Care Alert welfare call system, you'll never have to wonder. Your loved one will receive an automated call once or twice a day to confirm they're okay. If they don't answer, you'll be instantly notified, so you can check in and make sure they're safe. It's the perfect backup for those moments when their alert system isn't within reach, offering peace of mind for you and extra security for them. Designed to work alongside the Care Alert Smart Dialer, our welfare call service ensures no call for help goes unheard. It's an extra layer of protection for your loved ones, giving you confidence that they're safe, even when you're not there. Care Alert, Australia's most trusted personal alert system, now with an extra safeguard. Call 1300 75 85 95 or visit carealert.com.au to get started today.
At Simplicity Funerals, we have been keeping funerals simple and easy for over 40 years. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
Well, no one knows paints like Crowies, and I should know because I was a painter, Campo.
Oh, yeah.
You were a plumber, weren't you?
Sparky.
Sparky thought. So what were you, Timmy?
Jack of all trades.
Meet and greet more.
A meet and greeter. Front door, front of house, and cashies. Anyway,
invoice.
Yeah. You know what the answers are. You've got to go into Crowies, because if you're painting anything, you want advice, you want to buy the best product, you want to do it once, and they tick all those boxes. So if you're painting a chair, a door, a wall, a house, doesn't matter. It's metal, tiles, steel, timber, render, wallpaper, whatever you're painting, Crowies can help. They can. They do. You'll love their prices too. It's only premium quality paint, the best in the business. So do this. Visit crowiespaint.com.au for a store near you.
Wayville Hyundai's 2024 stock clearance is on now. Every new 2024 Hyundai is priced to clear. No waiting, no delays. You can drive away today. Did you know you can always get your car in quicker for a service at Wayville Hyundai? Enjoy peace of mind knowing you're in the best hands with our expert service team. Ask about our service now, pay later options. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground at 11 Goodwood Road.
Are you or someone you know living with epilepsy? 1 in 25 Australians will develop epilepsy at some stage in their lives. The Epilepsy Centre in Adelaide is dedicated to raising awareness in the community to reduce the stigma and create a more welcoming and inclusive society. We do this by providing epilepsy awareness and seizure first aid to people living with epilepsy, their families and friends. Thanks to state government funding, we can offer this education at no cost. For more information, go to epilepsycentre.org.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
It's 26 after 5. Campo's here live with us in studio, and Gather Round is only a couple of days away. We'll be live with the Sports Show from the Southern Plaza, 4 o'clock Thursday night and Friday night, as we lead into a couple of big games at Adelaide Oval. If you're heading in, say hi. It's all thanks to Macca's. The Minecraft movie Happy Meal is here. Build your world with 12 limited edition toys the whole family will love, and get your Maccas at a limited time only. Let's take your calls, 822 300 0000.
Let's go to Marion. Sam.
How are you? First, I just want to say hello to Tuggers. I met Mr. Tugwell at Castle Plaza on Thursday.
Yes, we
He's
did.
a lovely fella.
Oh, well, I think the same, Sam.
Yeah.
So good to meet you.
Oh, Mr. Tugwell, is that his father?
Mate.
Was it?
Mate.
Was that his father?
Sam, care factor, mate. Get to the point.
Okay. And Timmy, I just want to ask you a few whys.
Mm-hmm.
Why is our small forwards cannot read anything what's happening in the forward line? What's Joe Richards running up and down? Lou Richards could read it better than him. And why is Ollie Wines rucking, Timmy?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't like it myself, Sam. I don't like Ollie rucking. It just, I don't know, detracts from what he needs to do and what his role is. So I'm not a fan of him being second ruck. When you talk about forwards, why can't they read anything? I reckon part of that trouble is the too many handball factor. And too many handball factor between the two arcs. I think there's been lots of leads, and I'll ask Chad Corns this. There's been lots of leads and players coming up. They're getting missed because they're trying to draw another player to draw another handball. When I think if you're in range and you see somebody that's in 50 and free, get it to them quicker and then they can have a shot at goal. So, Sam, I think you make two very good points on the why.
Well, and the thing is that, remember last year, Zach Butters has been an unbelievable player. That was part of their issue as well, because he goes sideways. He goes out the game, then he stops, props go sideways, and the game moves very quickly. And if the forwards are reading the cues as to what the player is doing up the field, so as soon as you change direction, all of a sudden now the defender's got the better positioning. So that's why.
And I love Zach. It was it was a good performance coming back. But you showed me a stat that disturbed me, and that was his kicking actually went at 45%. And in hindsight, thinking about it, he tried to do a few things always at the last minute, and then therefore you can't execute that kick as well. Now, he'll only get better. As we know, it was his first game back, and I'd certainly like him in the team, not out the team. So let's go to Diane at St Clair.
Oh, hello, boys. Love listening to you boys. Like myself, you show a lot of emotion, even with both teams. My husband and I are keen supporters of the Crows. We love the Crow boys. We've been following them since inception. And like Rowie, we were so disappointed on Saturday. And somehow, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but, why is it always, it gets like Gold Coast Suns, a rugby town, and Sydney was, and 4 times over 2 years, it's just sorry's not good enough. It's just too many times, and it's got to stop, and they've got to look at it, and there's got to be some compensation, points or something, because it's disappointing to see that this is happening to the Crows, as I said, 4 times in 2 years. One real shining light that my husband and I both feel, Riley Stillthorpe. I mean, God, love seeing him play, and he's just terrific. And also love to see him, and also the other big body players now the Crows have got, with Stillthorpe and Walker and Fogarty all playing together. And also love the new one, like Draper and that. I mean, it's terrific to see, and I've got a lot of hope that we're going to go far this season. So,
good call, Diane. 14 goals he's kicked so far, Thilthorpe.
Leading the column.
He is just a colossus down there now. Campo, well done. I'll see you Thursday night when we take on Geelong. We need the 4 points.
Absolutely. Campo coming to our event tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Coming?
We've got our 5AA season launch.
You're in.
I'll gather around a bit. Well, sounds like news to you, doesn't it?
Wow.
No.
Duck eggs.
I may have.
Might have missed that.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, I'll tell you who will be coming. Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses, large and small, for 35 years. Hustlers in the baking industry. Visit uniquehomestylefoods.com.au. Bring us Campo.
You've got my invite, Campo. 5:30 headlines. Chad Corns from Port next.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening. Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. Former Victorian Premier Dan Andrews has been coaching Anthony Albanese ahead of tonight's first debate of the election campaign. Australia's share market has clawed back its losses today, closing up more than 2%. Australian singer-songwriter Brian Cadd is in a stable condition in hospital after suffering a stroke. And in sport, Hawthorn's Will Day has been ruled out for 3 to 4 months, needing surgery for a stress fracture in his foot. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Charmin Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Got a nasty 4-car crash causing a few headaches and delays at Elizabeth East, Halsey Road near Main North Road. Super busy Park Terrace at North Adelaide, really slow at the moment. Kensington Road at Rose Park. And got some works at Burnside to look out for too. Greenhill Road near Glenburn Road got speeds at 40. Cameras this afternoon, Valletta Road, Fulham Gardens and the Southern Expressway to Halloran Hill. Origin is making useful happen, from simplifying customer service to helping you go solar and everything in between. Origin, all kinds of useful. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 13 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 25. Right now it's 19 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Gather Round brings the biggest names in the AFL industry to town. Eddie Maguire is in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
We're going to be doing the show from the Barossa Valley.
Geez, they must have twisted your arm to get you to go and do the show in the Barossa Valley.
Oh, you reckon I've pushed that for 3 years, Will?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
I think it has been the single biggest fill-up for football in the last period of time.
5AA Breakfast.
Adelaide, it just does these things really, really well.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Do you have Coles Plus Saver? You can get 10% off one in-store or online shop every calendar month. Plus double Flybuys points on every shop. Plus, it's only $7 a month. Join Coles Plus Saver and link your Flybuys. Limits, exclusions and T's and C's apply.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving now with City Discount Tires. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
They say you shouldn't mix business with pleasure, but clearly they have not been to the AFL Gather Round Business Lunch, bringing together the AFL industry, South Australian businesses and the unique chance to celebrate footy while networking for your business.
Well, how's this lineup? Speakers include AFL CEO Andrew Dillon, our Premier Peter Malinauskas, and AFL talent and media personalities Paddy Dangerfield, Rory Sloane, Kate McCarthy and Bucks.
There you go. Tickets include seated dining with 2-course meal, 3.5-hour drink package, those magnificent guest speakers, networking opportunities and an official 2025 Gather Round souvenir.
Please don't miss it. The AFL Gather Round Business Lunch is still tickets available. It's on this Friday, April 11. It's at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Get your tickets now. Here's how you book. AFLeventoffice.com.au.
The Snooze Autumn Sale is on now. Save up to 40% off selected bed frames. Plus, take an extra 10% off selected bed frames on already reduced prices. Hurry, sale on now. Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
What a little snooze can do. When you think of single malt Scotch whisky, you might imagine Scotland's green hills, her fresh babbling brooks, and rows of oak barrels. But you can get the same feeling right here in Adelaide when you walk down the aisles at Powell's. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf. They can guide you through Scotland's best whisky labels and the best from around the globe, all under one roof. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Powell's, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Hello, Cherry. I'm listening. The Cherry Tiggo 4 Pro is the pick of the bunch as Drive's Car of the Year 2025. Best urban car under 30k. Cherry pick yours from Southern Cherry Morphettvale. T's and C's apply.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
25-6. Now we're excited with Easter coming up very shortly in the Oakbank Easter Racing Carnival as well. You can get away to the Adelaide Hills for Easter and rediscover the amazing Oakbank Easter Racing Carnival. We've got tickets and hospitality selling fast. You can go to oakbankracingclub.com.au or you can call in now 8223 0055. Our comp line is open for the first caller through. You can win a double GA pass. It'll be a lot of fun in a fortnight's time when the weekend is for living at Easter. Now, let's get you to our next guest, all thanks to Sharman Shelving, who have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Well, Port Adelaide went down to St Kilda on Sunday, their third loss, unfortunately, and we've got the forward coach on the line, Chad Corns. Welcome, Chad, and I was only thinking, what have you done wrong to the media team? You come on every time we have a loss, mate. What's going on? Don't they like you?
Yeah, well, it seems like they don't like me, but it is all part of a rotation, and I've just been pretty unlucky. But no, always a pleasure to talk to you both.
Hey, mate, I'm going to give you a layman's description of the game for Port. Yeah. Shocking first term, chased hard for the next 3 quarters, couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, pretty much summed it up, Timmy. There was... we did a lot of work on the stoppage, like the 18-man stoppage, full-ground stoppage work last week. It sounds stupid to say that, but we saw some good signs in that. But obviously the first quarter, pretty much where the game was won and lost. We did get beaten around the ball pretty convincingly. and he gave them a 5-6 goal head start, and it's always a battle when you let a team like that, jump away to that much of a lead. So saw some good signs for 2.5 quarters, but the stoppage work and then just some basic fundamentals in the end, I think, was where we lost the game.
We love a slow start. And it's probably a bit of a frustration of fans. It's sort of, you get there and you think, come on, let's get out the blocks and go quick. But we have this almost chase mentality.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And, sometimes you get a sense it might be coming. But last week wasn't one where I thought we would get to a slow start. The week at training was more of a contested week. The energy is a hard one to judge these days, but everything felt right going into the game. For whatever reason, just didn't quite execute early. And I can understand the fans' frustration. I feel that, but it was a game where, the takeaways are ones that are really clear and ones we think we can action pretty quickly to get a better result going forward.
Jordan Sweet, he won hit-outs and he's a pretty strong beast in there. They win clearance, and I think I heard Ross Lyon before the game say we're going to send an extra one to the stoppage. So then you sort of hope to turn that over and the like. They got us, though, on stoppage, didn't they? I think the score from stoppage was 8-5 to our 1-4. That really hurt us in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and that's one, Kari led the team meeting today, and it was all around the stoppage, not just what's happening inside, but in and around that as well. But, like you said, Sweetie has been pretty dominant with his hit-outs, but the connection with the guys on the ground isn't quite where it needs to be yet. So, again, that'll be a huge focus for us going forward this week.
Well, you nearly answered my first question. I was going to say, have you, as a group, identified what your problem is? And if you have, how do you fix it? But it sounds like you're identifying it as your midfield.
No, it's not just the midfield. There's a lot of stuff that happening, when they send high forwards up, how we set up, as forwards in front of the ball, how we set up as defenders behind the ball. There were some centre bounce goals we gave up where, through better positioning behind the footy, we could have prevented. So, like I said, it's really clear what we need to action and improve, and I'm confident we can do that pretty quickly.
When your game's in order, you've always been a hard team to score against. Now, again, and we spoke to Ken Hinkley last week, he said very, very careful with the stats to date. Don't read too much into it. I know it is only 4 games, but it doesn't seem to be the same way, Chad. When teams are getting their go, they're getting their go on you, aren't they?
Well, only really in the first quarter during this game. I think they only kicked 6 or 7 goals after quarter time. They're a good team. They played well, but I reckon if we could have cleaned up, firstly, some of the stoppage stuff. Secondly, some really, fundamental errors that, most teams wouldn't normally make. I reckon that swings it, by quite a bit, to the score for and score against, and that's not taking anything away from St Kilda. But we're not quite, executing our skill to the level we need, to finish games properly.
Yeah. I'm probably reading a bit too much into it, but are you caught between the two modes of footy? I looked at the 2024 Porter, or 23-22, whatever. You had a game style that was very ingrained. It was second nature to your players. You knew exactly where you were. The connection was there. Okay, you had to work on things, midfield, forward and that, but there was a distinct way I could watch Port play, and they could grind out a win as good as any. Look at that Hawthorn game last year from behind. You're never out of it. The 2025 Port that wants to be more of a run and gun, link up with handball, I think maybe your midfielders are suffering a bit from that. Do you feel you're caught between the two, Chad?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And we probably predicted this, as coaches at a footy club, that there'd be a moment early in the year where we have to get that balance right. I think we've seen some good signs of that run and carry, using our numbers, but certainly there is times where we can attack, the deep a bit more, from stoppage, front of centre, where we had some really good looks inside our forward 50, and the boys went for that extra handball, and that's not on them. That's what we've coached So we'll review that later in the week, and hopefully we can find that better balance going forward.
It's funny you mentioned that. I actually wrote down, do you feel like we missed a few options inside 50 with that one too many? And you've just answered it. We did, didn't we?
I'm doing the individual reviews today. Mitch is just, he's out, and Das is, but that high forward role is such a hard role, and he was looking at Das, and if we just lowered the odds, I got it inside 50 a bit quicker. You very rarely get outnumbers in your own 450, and we had some really good looks we just didn't capitalise on. So hopefully we can get that balance where it needs to be soon.
I did like the Lord and Mitch Georgiades combo. I thought it was worrying enough where we even found Ollie on his own a couple of times, didn't we, in the pocket with really good separation. I was thinking to myself, this is because they're a bit confused. They're all going to, where's Mitch? And I liked it.
Yeah, firstly from Ollie, a great first-up performance. We know he competes really well in the air, but I think he's just his basic skill level was really good. A couple of nice kicks inside 50. His finish on goal was good, but it's been really tough for Mitch to provide that contest all over the ground with just the one tall forward. So bringing Ollie in certainly helped him.
One thing I did notice, and I spoke to Aaliyah after the game. I said it looks like the guys were actually trying a bit too hard. I felt like below our knees and in front of our face, we dropped a lot of balls or fumbled it. I think by trying too hard. So it was almost like, hey, boys, relax on it a little bit. Don't take your eye off the ball before you've got it. It was one of those real basic things. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm so with you. It's such a basic thing, but, Pep is one we worked really hard. Like, he had that great look inside 50 from a slow play. Just took his eyes off it at the last second. And he's, one of the toughest players we've got. So it's not through, worried about what's around him. It's just, when you're down on confidence a bit. And sometimes it's only one contest or, one big hit or big gamble where that can change pretty quickly. So obviously training that really hard, but the basic fundamentals, like I spoke about, isn't at the level we need it to be right now.
Yeah. Hey, mate, sounds like you're right on track working on those issues and get them right for Sunday against the Hawks. Gather round. It's a big week, mate. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, guys.
Chad Corns, Port Adelaide assistant coach, works with the forwards, and, I think they're identifying it, Stephen. We've just got to fix it now.
They'll get it right.
They certainly will. All thanks to Sharman Shelving, who have moved their showroom next door to the big white building, still at 412 North East Road. Now, of course, as we've been doing yesterday, and we will be doing for tomorrow's show as well, giving you the chance to get to gather round. It's a sold-out game, Thursday night footy, when the Crows take on the Cats. We have tickets to get you there. So if you want to head along and you want your chance to win...
You have to earn them?
You certainly do. We have a game of What Happens Next. We'll play a piece of audio, and you have to be quick enough to guess what happens next. So call in now, 8223 0055. We'll play straight after we check your roads.
Forecast smash causing headaches at the moment, Elizabeth East, Salisbury Road near Main North Road. Bit messy through there, as you'd expect. Seaford Meadows, a smash at Main South Road near Seaford Road. And a burst water main has just popped up. How surprising. Plimpton Park, that's on Marion Road near Wood Streets. Got a camera 2 High Street at Wollonga. Avita Motorhomes and Caravans is celebrating 60 years of manufacturing in Australia with great 60-month offers on all new Avitas. Limited time only, avitarv.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
AutoCam. Look, this is real cutting-edge stuff.
AutoCam. It's new from Automasters.
Real-time video with a real-time report on my car.
Real-time video sent direct to you from your Automasters technician.
Check this out. There's the problem, there's the quote, and here you go, approved.
So good. Totally transparent, instant SMS approval and Automasters pay later options.
AutoCam. The future of vehicle servicing here now. Call 1300 Automasters.
Hello, is this the gas shop?
Certainly is.
And you sell air conditioning?
Absolutely. All the top brands. And we'll install for you as well.
Oh, there's just one more thing. Can you do that voice I've heard on your radio commercial?
You mean...
This voice.
Oh.
At the gas shop, we'll keep you cool all summer long. The gas shop, 161 Unley Road, opposite Target. Cool.
Is it getting hot in here or is it just me?
Step back in time with the treasures of the Viking Age at the South Australian Museum. Featuring artefacts of the Galloway Hoard, the most remarkable collection of Viking Age objects ever unearthed in Britain or Ireland. A time capsule of gold, silver and treasures with unique heirlooms is revolutionising our understanding of medieval Europe. They are now being displayed for the first time ever outside of Britain. On now until the 27th of July. Book now at samuseum.sa.gov.au.
Trust FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store, to recommend something a little fancy. Here's a very special label to look for, a true product of South Australia. This is a blend for all occasions with an impressive vintage of 50 years. And boy, hasn't it aged well. It comes from a special family too, and you'll find their name is proudly displayed for all to admire. It's FIVEAA, 3 generations celebrating 50 years. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store since 1975.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel has 20% seniors discount on meals 12 till 3 Monday to Friday and all day weekends. The Excelsior Hotel Brompton feels like coming home, but better.
Wayville Hyundai's 2024 stock clearance is on now. Every new 2024 Hyundai is priced to clear. No waiting, no delays. You can drive away today. Did you know you can always get your car in quicker for a service at Wayville Hyundai? Enjoy peace of mind knowing you're in the best hands with our expert service team. Ask about our service now, pay later options. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground at 11 Goodwood Road.
Check this out.
Real-time video with a real-time report on my car.
There's the problem, there's the quote, and here you go, approved.
So good. Totally transparent instant SMS approval and Automasters pay later options.
AutoCam, new from Automasters.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
11 to 6, Ned McHenry coming up at 6 o'clock here in studio, but we want to get you off to gather round. We have some tickets to Thursday Night Football.
We certainly do, and if it's the hottest game in town this Thursday night, gather round opener, Crows v Geelong. We've got our callers on the line. We'll play a little snippet of an iconic Adelaide v Geelong moment in history. You have to guess correctly what happens next. Matt, you are first. You ready to go?
Oh, yes.
Here it is.
Oh, no. Go.
He steadies himself. He's kicked his first. It's going crazy.
What happens next, Matt?
Gee.
Matt?
Kick the goal.
Yeah, who does?
I couldn't actually hear it.
Let's play one more because it's very quick though.
All right, here we go.
He steadies himself. He's kicked his first. It's going crazy.
Anyone?
Oh, I don't know. I'll just go Tex Hawker.
Thanks,
sorry, Matt.
No worries. Let's go to Glengarry. Hi, Peter.
Yeah, g'day, guys.
Do you know what happens next?
No.
Somebody.
Yeah, I was going to say something, don't I? Yes, Sloan kicks a goal.
Okay.
No
Let's
worries.
play it again and listen to the words.
Yep, have a listen,
He
Bev.
steadies himself. He's kicked his first. It's going crazy.
So kicked his first.
Kicked his first. Hello, Bev.
I'll guess Patrick Dangerfield.
Okay, PD,
Eddie.
not correct,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay.
Raylene at Modbury North. Let's think a little more local. Okay, Raylene.
I've listened, but I've got no idea.
Kicks his first.
He kicks his first. Wayne Miller.
No.
Okay, no problems.
So a couple more clues. It was versus Geelong, and it may very well have been round one of a football season.
All right,
There we
let's
go.
see if that helps anyone.
G'day, Dylan.
G'day, guys. I'm not sure, but would it be? Is it Adelaide? I'm not sure, but I'm not 100% sure. But is it? Would it be Dawson, the captain?
No,
Sorry,
Dylan.
Dylan. No, it's not. Let's go to Golden Grove. June.
Let's have another listen as well.
Yeah, have a listen.
He steadies himself. He's kicked his first. It's going crazy.
Good boy.
Kicked his first, June. Who was that?
Rochelle.
No.
Oh, it's an iconic piece of 5AA commentary.
Yes, it is indeed.
Okay.
South Plimpton. Steve, do you know?
It's Jimmy Rowe.
Well done, Steve. Let's get the full clip.
He steadies himself. He's kicked his first. It's gone crazy. Good boy. Oh, he needed an early one. Good boy. Look at him go. I love footy. Look at him get around the little ball.
A very proud family moment.
There you go,
Little
Steve.
Jimmy.
Well done. Congratulations,
Steve.
mate. You got those 2 tickets to the Adelaide-Geelong game this Thursday night. Did you have any prior, Steve? Because a lot of people missed out.
Sorry, mate?
A lot of people didn't have tickets for this Thursday. Did you have any, or...?
No. So they're going to come in very handy.
Oh, excellent,
Well done,
excellent.
mate.
Well, use them wisely, buddy, and have a great night.
Thanks, mate.
Good
Excellent
boy.
stuff. Well
God,
done.
he was loud. What was up there? He's
distorting a little bit.
A bit
just a
distorted
bit
as well.
close to the...
Now, do you have a personal injury claim? Get the compensation you deserve. Visit clklegal.com.au. Brings us our Gather Round injury report. We had breaking news that sadly Toby Murray will be sidelined for an extended period after suffering a serious ankle in the sample on the weekend. Went up from out, come down. Like he snapped a bone that might be in his ankle. So sadly he's out. It's his fibula that he's broken there. So that'll be an extended period. Isaac Rankin has a corky to his calf. Will be tested and waited all the way through until Thursday. So let's hope he comes up. Josh Rochelli's still 2 or 3 weeks. So and Nick Murray's the other one. Let's hope that the recovery and the physio that is being done to his knee, it works, and he'll be back in maybe 2 or 3.
All righty, for Port Adelaide, again, for clklegal.com.au. The injury list, Jeb McEntee, he's had a hammy for a while, but he's a test this week, so may return. Tom Anastasopoulos, that ankle, still another week for him. Ryan Burton, that hip must be giving him grief. He's 1 to 2 weeks still. Brandon Zerk-Thatcher, that back, still listed as 3 to 5, so still for mine, I reckon that's under the indefinite cloud. Yeah. Jack Lukosius, we know with that knee, 6 to 8 weeks, and Todd Marshall, Achilles, probably unlikely this year, but he's a TBC. All for clklegal.com.au. You have a personal injury claim, get the compensation you deserve.
5 to 6, let's go to Dave at North Haven.
Sorry, Timmy.
Hey, Dave.
You know, you just had Cornsey on there. You know, I'm sick of all these excuses and looking after the replay and having reviews. The reviews do nothing. It's plain simple. We got killed in the first quarter because we were second to the ball at every chance. You know, thank God we had Francis there. This is one of our younger blokes. If he wasn't there, we would have lost by 20. And, you know, Sweet's the find of the year, probably towards last year, end of last year. He's killing everybody. And like you said before, someone whines as a ruck, you got to be joking. Even where he's playing now, you know, you don't even know where the ball's going. And I don't make things up as it happens. And I feel sorry for you, Rory. I hate the Crows with passion, but they were robbed, you know what I mean? But, you know, look, you just have to watch TV. I watch TV pretty closely and watch the players that are usually no good, at soft at the ball, and they do it all the time. Why can't someone, like even you, Jennifer, go out there and show a few replays, or say even past players, let's say Wilson or Pooley or Marnie, and say, see these guys, see they went in. This is how you got to go. And if you don't want to go in like that, don't bloody play. And I can name you the players, you know what I mean? But I'm sick of naming it because nothing gets done. They keep playing the same players. And when you have to win a game, like in the finals before, these players always go missing. And you know who I'm talking about. So what's the piss? And what about Rosie, eh? I told you before, he's not a captain. And everybody knows he's not a captain. How can you rev anybody up in the middle when he doesn't do the hard stuff himself? He can't do it. They even pointed him out yesterday on the footy shows how he stopped chasing Wayne Malera from a half-back line. He stopped chasing till Malera kicked the goal. You know, this is the captain. So he's setting a great example to the rest. You know, we are too soft at the ball. That's why we're second at the ball, and that's plain and simple as that.
Thanks, Dave. Normally doesn't miss a beat. I've got to say, back in the day, they wouldn't have called it contested possession, but that's what it was. What Dave's talking about is actually winning the ball first and beating your opponent to it, and it's a constant problem for us. And he's right. I mean,
when you get it right, you're good. When you get
Jason
it wrong,
Horn-Francis is you know, exceptional at it. Like he says, he's a kid. He's leading the way. when he does it, but we just don't have enough of them.
No, too little by too few. Good call. Let's go to Brighton Ray.
Yeah, hi guys, how you going?
Hey Ray.
Look, I've watched the Crows game twice. Actually, I watched it again on KO, and the thing is that yes, the umpires did get it wrong, but there was and they did, and the Gold Coast did have the better part of the umpiring, but there were a couple of things like the throw by Keane right at the goal line. If that was paid, then the goal would have gone there. But we can't go on if, buts and maybes. Yes, it was the last dying minutes, and yes, it could have been a free kick, and it could have been a point, and it could have been a goal, but it's all could have beens, because there's a lot of things happening in a game, and you can't rely on one thing happening or one decision going your way that might win you the game.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, we don't live on if, buts and candy nuts, do we?
Yeah, Ray, well...
Or footy karma or footy gods.
I know there's been a lot of people sort of asking for this and for that and like, but I'm telling you can go through every round and every club's going to say, hey, what about that one, what about that one? And then it gets really ugly. But, yeah, we want them to get better, but somehow there hasn't been a lot of improvement in that area.
They're incompetent.
1 minute to 6. Ned McHenry's joining us in studio next, and you can hop on the Adrian Bryan Hyundai live stream to watch.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
Quit your way in May. Yeah, you can be smoke-free in so many ways. If the cravings kick in, give yoga a spin. When you start feeling low, give pickles a go. To get off the smokes, stick up some notes. Put the vapes away for the month of May.
This May, join in and find your way to be smoke and vape free. To register and get helpful tips and support, visit quityourwayinmay.com.au.
Quit your way in May.
A message from the Government of South Australia.
With Big Difference Home Improvements, you can make a big difference to your next family gathering, your next Christmas lunch, or your next quiet time. Just you, a nice book, favourite bevy, and a place to relax. Big Difference Home Improvements make all the difference when it comes to outdoor blinds and roller shutters, verandas, pergolas, carports, or a stunning timber deck. Ask the Big D team for a free measure and quote today. Don't just make a difference, make a big difference. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
Immerse yourself in a world of wildlife without leaving the city at Adelaide Zoo, home to prowling tigers, irresistibly cute otters and meerkats, gentle galloping giraffes, and roly-poly playful giant pandas. Discover over 250 majestic animals nestled in magnificent botanic gardens and many up-close animal experiences. Take a walk through nature and discover the wild within. Visit adelaidezoo.com.au.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Down to 13 tonight, cloudy tomorrow 25. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
To make room for renovations, Agostino Mitsubishi are having a stock clearance sale on now, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton will make their pitch to undecided voters tonight in the first debate of the election campaign. The cost of living and economic management are expected to be front and centre. Moderator Kieran Gilbert says the pressure is on the opposition leader.
It's an interesting time. Dutton's been struggling, I think. He had the backflip yesterday on the work from home. So I think he really sees this as a chance to try and seize a bit of momentum. And it's a good way to do it, face-to-face with your opponent and with 100 undecided voters in the room as well.
It'll be on Sky from 7 p.m. A second debate has been scheduled for next week. The federal opposition believes 4 should be held in total. A $55 million assistance package to support drought-affected farmers and communities across South Australia has been welcomed by farming groups. A roundtable with farmers and key industry bodies hosted by the Premier last week, leading to the assistance package, which will help with government charges, pest control, fodder delivery and mental health challenges. It follows $18 million made available last November. Simon Maddox from Primary Producers SA says it's vital farmers get the help.
Even if it rains tomorrow, this recovery is going to take a long time. These are sectors that contribute some $18.5 billion to the state economy year on year. Very important for regional and rural South Australia, but not at all insignificant for the state gets to sell itself in terms of the importance of food and wine.
Meantime, the SES has constructed a sand wall around the town of Inaminka as unprecedented floodwaters impact the area. There are concerns it could be cut off for up to 3 months. Chris Kent from the Bureau of Meteorology says the floods is coming down the line from Queensland and New South Wales.
There are significant flows moving down through the Cooper Creek and Warburton rivers into northeast parts of South Australia. The reported flows in the last day reached 600 gigalitres per day. This is 3 times the amount of water that was moving through the River Murray across the Victorian border in the 2022-23 floods.
Australia's share market has clawed back some of its losses following another day of volatility in the United States. The ASX 200 has closed up more than 2%, the largest gain in over 2 years. And Australian singer-songwriter Brian Cadd is in a stable condition in hospital after suffering a stroke at his home on the Gold Coast. A statement from the 78-year-old's family say he's showing early encouraging signs of recovery on what's expected to be a long road ahead. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL footy cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Crows coach Matthew Nix is giving Isaac Rankin every opportunity to prove his fitness ahead of Thursday night's gather round opener against Geelong. He suffered a knock to his calf during Adelaide's round 4 clash. While Toby Murray is set to miss an extended period, the 21-year-old will have surgery this week on a broken ankle sustained in the Sandful. Port Adelaide forward Darcy Byrne-Jones has accepted a one-match ban for a high bump, so he'll miss Sunday's game against the Hawks. But Port Adelaide assistant coach Chad Corns says they've got replacements for him.
He'll be a big loss. I love the way Darcy plays and what he provides us in that forward line. A lot of it goes unnoticed, so that's a loss. But we've got some guys that can, Boakey will be available. Tommy Cochran's playing some good footy, so there's options there to replace Darcy for sure.
Melbourne Storm is in talks to play an NRL match at the MCG in the next year or two, while AFL clubs are in South Australia for gather round. The Storm last played the ground twice back in 2000. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
At Elizabeth East, a 4-car crash getting cleaned up. Halsey Road near Main North Road. Monster delays at the moment at Seaford Meadows. Due to a smash at Main South Road near Seaford Road. Got delays back onto the expressway. And look out for a burst of automatic at Plimpton Park tonight, Marion Road near Wood Street. Camera 2, so Donald Rabbit Drive at Brooklyn Park. Discover more at local sellers Campbelltown, SA's newest locally owned local. Now open at 610 Lower North East Road, Campbelltown. Drink responsibly. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Dropping to 13 overnight, cloudy tomorrow 25, Thursday cloud clearing and 30, Friday mostly sunny 29. Right now it's 19 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
In your suburb.
Good evening from Port Noarlunga.
Across your state.
A sombre scene here in Bordertown tonight.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
We begin with breaking news tonight.
South Australian parents urged to be extra vigilant.
Because your home is our home. Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
It's a fact. There are thousands of medium-sized homes all over Adelaide that have old-style, inefficient heating and cooling. So, upgrade now with Mannix. Get a super-efficient, top-quality ducted reverse cycle air conditioning system now and be comfortable all year round from an incredible $7,990 fully installed with our 10-year installation guarantee. Conditions apply. But don't delay. Prices are rising. Buy now and save. From the SA name you know and trust.
Chaos theory stipulates that small changes in our universe can lead to unpredictable results. Like how a single fresh drop of Aldi merch can send shockwaves through Aldi's fan bases. Brace yourself for the cosmic fusion of comfort and style from Aldi's logo-embroidered hoodie and trackies. Just $14.99 each. It's special you can buy at the Aldi Mania sale this Wednesday. Aldi. Good different.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
It's 7 minutes after 6. It's fishing show nights and Ned McHenry is in the booth with us, and he'll be live with the fishing show from 6:30 as well this evening. And we've got your chance here on the Sports Show to get you to the first showdown of the year, Saturday, May 10. You can get tickets, but also a night's accommodation at the Port Adelaide. If you want your chance to win, enter at 5AA.com.au or through the 5AA Player app and stream 5AA or your favourite podcast to get in the draw. You can clock up additional entries too if you keep coming back and listening each day. And you can kick off your AFL experience at Port Adelaide, footy fans' top stay in the East End. You can book now at portmanadelaide.com.au.
Well, it's Gather Round. It's the home of the Cashies. Before we get Neddy on, thanks to Mouse Promotions, Kevin Sheedy and the great Neil Baum, Richmond Premiership teammates and legends, are going to be live at the Victor Harbour Footy Club tomorrow night. Now, I believe Sheed's had his honeymoon down there.
Oh, really?
How's that?
You're right.
Huh.
He told me that story.
He did.
They hitched the car up on a caravan or whatever for the honeymoon and just drove over to
That'll be
South
a good
Australia.
show. So get down to the Victor Harbour Footy Club tomorrow night. You still get tickets.
Well
Neddy,
played.
welcome.
Welcome. Boys, before we go any further, as I do in the car, I put you guys on and I listen just to get a bit of a take.
Great.
And I heard this.
I don't reckon you've met a more positive person than me.
You've got to be joking,
so
Stephen
I
Rowe.
went out and got a cup of tea. You've been talking to Timmy.
Don't look at me, mate.
I am positive.
You are the grumpiest, sourest, most pessimistic.
Wow.
Oh, you
Well, this
are
is a real
just
eye opener for
joke.
me. This is an eye opener for me.
Are you that out of touch with reality, are you?
No, Ned. I must be, because I reckon if I was to ask my kids, they'd say, oh, my dad is captain positive. If you ask my workers, oh, my dad is captain positive. When it comes to football, I get that the last 7 years I haven't had a lot to be positive about.
I think he needs a leading teams in the chair, 360-degree feedback.
Stop, start, Stop everything.
Oh, no. So you reckon I'm Captain Dark Clouds?
Oh, you are. Any small minor inconvenience in a Crows season to you is life-changing.
Okay.
You have been known to be a little bit emotive or react a little bit strongly at times. Now, is that fair?
Oh, that is fair. Yeah, I think that is fair.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make me Captain Negative.
Almost
is what I'm
swerved
saying.
Off the road when I heard that on the way in.
All right, so I need to have a reflection. I need to have a look from within.
Yep.
And I need to be more positive,
And there's
Tim.
no need to stop the passion at all, is there?
No,
Keep
give
the
me-
passion.
Oh,
Keep
please.
the passion.
But give me something to be positive about.
Well, you've had a very good start to the season.
We have.
Well, and have I been positive?
Absolutely.
Well, the umpires wrecked that on the weekend.
Oh, see, now we're just starting
there it
to
is again.
slip off the cliff.
Oh, okay.
You would have been very calm around that situation,
No,
I'm sure.
I wasn't. Do you know what? The first caller after the game, because we love after the game, the first caller after the game said, we don't want professional rowie, we want unhinged rowie. Now, that was a licence for me to be unhinged, which was probably a little bit negative toward the umpires.
Yes, that's my favourite time of the call too, when you're unhinged, which is often.
Well, okay, so there's a big reflection.
Yeah.
Because I respect both you colleagues. Sam, are you in the same corner? Do you think I can be a little bit dark cloudy?
Yeah, I did say that earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's 3 from 3. There's not a lot of wiggle room. Justin! He's out in the producer's box. He's done the thumbs up. Yeah, that's 4 from 4.
I would say don't ask Joe.
Okay, well, then I'm out. Hey, now let's get serious. The Amateur League round 1 last week.
Yes.
You're the coach of PAC Old Scholars. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up for us, still early. And then we get 2 weeks off, Rowie. So we get round 1, Timmy, and then we have 2 weeks off.
Because
We
we gather around and Easter.
We do, but it was a good start to the local footy here in South Australia, so lots of good games on. We played Glenunga at home.
Yeah, what are you doing on the Anzac long weekend? Are you guys playing on the Anzac Day?
Timmy, we are playing on the Anzac Day.
Which is the Friday?
Had the option to go Friday or Saturday, and we were really keen to do the Friday, so
Awesome.
looking forward to playing on that. It's going to be a good day.
Just had some feedback from a listener. A AA battery is more positive.
Yeah.
Sad. I'm going to have a good heart, Timmy. Well, don't encourage him. I'm going to have a good heart look at myself.
No.
I like to think I'm a positive person.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
I don't know. You say a AA battery is more positive. I think a truck that's been on the side of the road for about 4 years that won't start is more positive than you, seriously. Any small minor inconvenience you need to learn to take in your stride. You can't let it get to you like you do, and you get sour about it and sad. And
sour?
Yeah, you do.
Sour?
A little bit.
Sour?
Yeah, a little bit, Timmy.
That's a harsh... Oh, don't look at Timmy for support. Timmy, do you think I'll get sour?
We're talking curdled
wow.
milk.
God,
a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit.
No. I'm going to have some reflection time tonight.
That's good. That's
good. You might see a new me tomorrow.
Wow. You played, did you say Glengarry?
We played
Glenunga, who actually were in the grand final last year, I think.
So they've been really strong. I think
strong club.
They haven't lost at their home ground for, I think, 2 or 3 years, and we won on the weekend, which was really pleasing. So we had a good start.
That is a good
We've
win.
got a good young team, Rowie. Lots of run and lots of endeavour. So, we'll see how we go this year at PSC.
Okay, that is fantastic news. Well, getting back to the Crows, were you impressed with how they went toe-to-toe with another up-and-coming team that were probably as in form as them?
Well, the Crows are great. We all said this is the test, right, after the start of the year. And I thought they were really good. They didn't lose any admirers. They were probably an umpiring decision or a couple of minutes away from winning that game against Gold Coast at home. So I think their fans are just as excited as they were before, aren't they, Rowie? Is that fair?
Well, I think so. I was wrapped with their effort. They were very, very close and only lost by a point. How do you deal with disappointment? Because I'm not good at dealing with disappointment. How did you, when you lost close games like that? You've been in a few.
Well, I appreciate you actually looking to take on a bit of advice and a bit of feedback. This is you actually looking to grow, Stephen,
I am looking to grow.
Which is exciting.
At the tender age of 60, you're never too late to learn.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this one. Do you believe in the karma bus and the footy god and,
No.
If you're a good person, good things will happen to you?
No, I don't believe it. I hate that crap. You know what else I hate?
That's exactly what I said, Timmy.
When footy clubs and organisations call themselves a family, I hate that. That is my biggest hate. And Matthew Nick says, he goes, welcome to the family, or we're a family. Well, you're not a family. A sporting organisation is not a family. You're there for your elite purposes. You're there to create outcomes. Everyone you buy in to get better. You're not a family.
You're not my family.
Give me a spell on the family.
Well, you can be blood family and family.
No.
We call ourselves a little bit of a family here.
No, give me a spell. I hate that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I haven't used it.
You big dark cloud person, you.
Good, Tim.
If we are a family, we're more like the Addams family.
Family, listen, to anyone running a business or an organisation, do not call yourselves a family, right? Okay. Because I call you the weird uncle, right? You excuse your family. Whatever weirdness or whatever things your family do wrong, you forgive them because you're blood. In an organisation or in a sporting environment particularly, you do not. You make no excuses. You are there for elite purposes and you're there to perform. So you are not a family. So AFL clubs, stop calling yourself a family. Adelaide Crows, stop calling yourself a family.
So now I'm a grumpy weird uncle that sits in the corner.
Who's not positive.
That's not positive and has no mate. Have we got a mate of the show that's just rung in?
Look who's called in.
Oh.
Well, he's a friend of Ned McHenry's especially. He has many friends on his podcast.
Sam? Who is this?
Dylan Buckley's joined us on the line.
Dylan friends. Bucks.
Rowie, Timmy, love your work, boys. Ned, you couldn't catch a cold. You're the worst fisherman in South Australia, son.
This is a guy, right, who couldn't get a kick. His whole career, he couldn't get a kick, and he starts talking on his podcast and dragging a few people on. All of a sudden, he gets a few listeners, a bit of money in the door, and he's up and about. Listen to him. It's just pathetic.
Can he fish?
No.
Boys, it's good to be back in South Australia, and there's only one station I tune into while I'm over here, and it's you boys. So
What are you doing over here, Dill? What have you got going on?
Oh, mate, I've come to see the beautiful sights that South Australia has to offer. Can't wait to catch up with you. And we just played Royal Adelaide today, actually.
Ooh,
and
nice.
we've got a bit on. We've got our live show on Wednesday night. And, mate, we're just having fun, just what beautiful God's country has to offer.
Well, hang on, Dill. How'd you get on Kionga? I've been here for 40 years.
He went on Royal Adelaide.
Oh, Royal Adelaide. Well, I've never played there either. How did you wrangle that one, Dill?
Oh, mate, you've got to know the right people, Rowie.
Okay.
Well, it says Dill and friends. So I reckon I suggest it was probably one of those friends.
Did you see Flipper Phillips whizzing around Royal Adelaide? He's there most days, Wayne Phillips.
Yeah, we're with Mitch Georgiadis today, actually.
Okay.
Him and Ryan Burton.
He could hit
the boys were hitting them pretty well. Okay. They were not as good as me, but they were going all right.
What do you play off?
I tell you what, though, those blokes they need to fire up on the footy field. Gee whiz, Port hopeless.
I hope you had a word to him while you were there.
Yeah, I did.
So did Mitch hit him straight, or is he off the tee with a big slice?
Nah, he's hitting them very well, actually. I actually feel like Mitch is finding some incredible form on and off the field, and he's had 2 almost games that have been absolute, nearly staple games. I reckon he's going to absolutely fire up this week. He's in some good form, and he's hard as a rock. He's very, very strong.
Now, where's the Space Theatre? You're there tomorrow night. I've never heard of the Space Theatre.
Yeah, well, it's probably got too many seats for you blokes to fill out.
Wow.
Cop that.
It's a big audience there, and no, we're excited, mate. It's going to be fantastic. It's just just near where the bridge is there in the heart of Adelaide, near the train station, and we sold the show out, which has been great. So we're very excited.
Well done, Dill. Have a good one, mate. Welcome to Gather Round.
Thank you so much for having me, boys. I appreciate it. And Ned, shove up your ass.
Now, that's a finish.
Are you serious?
That's
what
a finish.
Flog. Get off. Get him off.
That's a finish. We had the great Will Gooding, who calls 9 and is our 5AA Brekkie host, who was that upset with Campo about not calling a passenger game of Riley Thilthorpe creatively tapping it over his shoulder, turning his opponent inside out, running out and kicking a goal. And he said to Campo, don't piss in the chips.
Oh, really? Yeah. Nice call. You don't often hear Will get that emotive.
No.
Can I say one
great
thing?
Analogy, though.
I've dragged him down too.
Yeah, you do that.
That's another thing I do.
Yeah, you do. You do a lot of things. How long have we got on this show? Now, I want our listeners. I want to know from our listeners. Everyone is saying Sam Darcy is the best player in the competition.
No, he's not.
Why is Riley Thilthorpe not in that discussion at the moment?
He'll get up there.
But he's only 22, isn't he?
Sam Darcy's a year younger than Riley Thilthorpe.
Yeah. Riley's only 22.
He's 22 years old. He's second in the Coleman. Look at the physical nature of him and what he's doing for that footy club. Give me a spell. Dill says for me to shove something up my clacker. I'll tell the footy world to shove something up their clacker.
Without being too negative about it, it definitely is a factor that if you're playing for one of those 10 clubs in Melbourne, that's where
you think
the majority of media and voice comes from. So for Riley to get noticed, Robbie Gray went under the radar for I don't know, nearly a decade. Until they went, oh, yeah, he's not too bad. So that can happen, unfortunately. But what it does do for Riley is he can just get on with the job.
It allows him to, which is probably a good thing, and the footy club's probably pleased. But just seeing so much of this commentary about Sam Darcy, which is rightly deserved given his size and his form. But Riley Thilthorpe is in unicorn form at the moment.
I remember
as a 22-year-old.
saying to Sam and Rowie, the first time I saw him play, I said, you'll be able to build a side around this bloke. And that was when he was at Westies.
You
could just see it.
If he was out of contract now at the end of this year, Timmy, he'd have to go close to being a $2 million player, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
The first $2 million player.
How hard is it to get good, mobile, key forwards who can ruck?
22 years old that can ruck. He runs a 6-minute 15.2 kilometre at that size, and he's second in the Coleman at 22 years old.
I'd give him 2.
He would be the $2 million player if he was out of contract at the end of this year.
That on a Vespa.
Who's picked one at West Coast?
Harley Reid.
Harley Reid. They're talking him 1.8, 2 million. Well, he's looking at a new contract at the end of this
5
year.
years.
There is no way he's as good as Riley Thilthorpe, ever.
Well, if you were a list manager at the end of this year, you could get either of them for the same money. Who would you take?
Riley.
You take Riley Thilthorpe. Who would you take, Timmy?
Yeah. I'd take Thilthorpe because they're very, very rare beasts. Very rare.
He is in unicorn form at the moment. Yeah. He would be one of the most attractive people in the country for list management.
Wow. Unicorn. Where'd you get that?
Well, the way he plays and how he moves.
Unicorn is unique.
Yep. Not many of.
No, not many of.
His attributes.
Isn't that a horse with a hornet's head?
Yeah.
And how many have you seen?
No. What about rocking horse shit?
Oh, rare.
Did you dump that?
Yeah.
Rocking horse. No.
Okay.
I should have said. Sorry. It's deteriorating.
No, it's not as common.
Now, the Crows a chance before we get into your fishing segment to beat Geelong on Thursday.
A chance? Well, they go in favourites, don't they? Of course they do. They go in steep favourites. It's going to be a good game, but I don't think any team travelling to Adelaide Oval will come into favourites this year against the Adelaide Crows for the rest of the year.
I agree with that. And are Port caught between two modes of football, and do they look confused? And are they playing the worst footy you've seen under Ken Hinkley?
Wow. Well, that's almost a discussion after the break with Timmy, isn't it?
It's going to take a while, that one.
It's a huge question. They're out of form. They're out of confidence. I just don't... If you look at as a spectator, as a footy fan, do they have the talent on every line of their list that what we potentially perceived they did at the start of the year, given injury and certain departures off their list compared to what the Crows do? Absolutely not.
No. And there's your answer. After the show, what are we looking forward to when we get up to Easter for the fish?
Yes.
We'll do that next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
Here's some news to make you feel better. Federal Labor has opened 5 free Medicare urgent care clinics in Adelaide, with another opening soon. And will also deliver more bulk billing for all South Australians.
Authorised A. Burke, Australian Labor Party, Adelaide.
Are you planning your next outdoor home improvement project? Choose the new Stratco Umbra awning shed, the perfect blend of function and style. The Umbra's tilt door provides a convenient roof, transforming your shed into a stylish space. Imagine building an outdoor entertainment oasis, shaded barbecue area, or a practical storage solution for your hobbies. Offering unmatched versatility and a modern, stylish appearance, the Umbra is ready to transform your backyard. However you bring the dream, Stratco will bring the how-to.
Parties, weddings, big events. What do they all have in common? Pals. You know your pals want to have a good time, but what will everyone want to drink? That's when you need to speak to Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals will make sure you've got the right type of drinks, the right amount, and best of all, we'll make sure you've got the best labels that will keep everyone talking about your event. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Whether you're recovering from an illness or injury or simply want to live a healthier and more active life, Southern Cross Care's health and fitness services are for you. Our health and fitness centres offer services designed for anyone aged 55 and over, including allied health, group fitness, health education and more. With convenient locations across Adelaide, Mount Barker and Goolwa, we can help you be better for life. For more information, visit southerncrosscare.com.au.
Better for life. Buy a car from Edwardstown Mazda and win the ultimate Bali holiday. Flights, accommodation and activities. Plus, get up to $8,000 in savings across the entire range. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
Pete has 3 years to get stronger, fitter and faster for the 2028 Paralympics. Since his spinal injury, Pete has been training at Enable Fitness Centre. Their team of exercise physiologists, physiotherapists and dietitians have taught him how to live life in a chair while getting strong, fit and fast. Enable Fitness Centre is an accessible gym for people with disabilities, a registered NDIS provider. You'll find Enable Fitness Centres at Holden Hill, Elizabeth and the brand new Kidman Park and St Mary's locations. enablefitnesscentre.com.au.
They live in filth, bins and excrement. They carry disease and they want to suck your blood. Flies and mosquitoes. Oh, that's no way to live. And it doesn't have to be. With Phantom retractable screens, up to 9 metres wide, they can screen almost anything. Protect your family with Phantom retractable screens. phantomscreens.com.au.
Rowie and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At 24 after 6, Ned McHenry's fishing show coming up at 6:30. And of course, we've been talking about it for the last few weeks. The Peppers Truck Strength Cleaning Products for your car, caravan, boat, home. You can go to peppersaustralia.com.au if you want to get yourself in your hands a Pepper Truck Wash Cleaning Product Pack. You can call in now, 8223 0055. Very handy.
No, you want it for cleaning glass, for your boat, for your car, for your anything.
Yeah, well,
the cleaning products are elite.
Easter, I'm about to use the glass cleaner on the back windows.
Good.
You know when you
pool windows?
Yeah, when you know when you see like
smears, fingerprints, grandkids,
fingerprints and hands all over it. So
a couple of bugs.
I'm about to do that.
It all comes off.
What's a bug?
Well, what do you think? Now we've got the best 2 months of fishing for us fish shows.
Yes.
April, May. Because there's no real prevailing winds.
April, May,
Yeah, I think they are the 2 best for boaties that fish.
Yes.
So what have we got to look forward to as we come into Easter? Are the tuna still around off the Saunders Bank?
Tuna absolutely still around. Saunders Bank is the spot you'd be going to off the south of Kangaroo Island there. So it is a long way. You need a capable trailer boat to go and get those. There's probably not as many fish in close, Rowie, and the pros at Port
They were never in
finished up.
close,
Well,
they?
they were at the start of the year. They were off Porpoise Head in between the Pages and Porpoise Head, but there was a lot of boat traffic and a lot of people. Now you've got to get out to Saunders Bank, and there is still a lot of fish there, so everyone's doing really well. So that's a good option. The other thing is we'll then get into our whiting. So we're in a transition period, as you said, coming out of summer into our winter species. So stable winds, lots of options. Your summer species will still kick on, but then our winter species will start up. So there's lots to do.
Did Alex Carey text you? He texted me the other day, where are the fish? And I forgot to get back to him. So sorry, Kez.
Oh, there we go. Well, hopefully
he's down at Carricalinga Way. Is there whiting out off of that?
Yeah, there will be. The winter at Warina, the whiting seem to go well. They seem to come in a little bit closer, and it can be challenging there. It can be a little bit hit and miss. The area that I love to fish, and it is a little bit more remote, is off the Straits. So off the north side of Kangaroo Island. Again, it is a long way to go, so it's not accessible for everyone. But if you fish 100 feet of water there, so roughly 30 metres, off Emu Bay, off those kind of areas, the fishing there, Rowie, is just
big
sensational
whiting,
for whiting.
nannies,
Gummy sharks and whitings. Big whiting, like proper big 50, 55 centimetre whiting. So
that's proper big.
Usually October, that kind of period, Timmy, is a great time to go and target those, but also this time of year. So I'll be heading there on those kind of tides that work and catching big whiting.
Have you picked your boat up yet?
My big one.
Yeah.
No, boys, I've actually run into a bit of an issue. No.
Oh.
No, I've run into an issue. I need a 5AA listener who is good with insurance to help me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
8223000. Just do the ka-ching noise. What's the ka-ching noise? Ka-ching.
In what way? You're not sure how to insure it, or
can we?
You need a good rate.
I've run into a bit of a hiccup.
Right.
So I need to get the boat lifted out. And there's a few complexities with the insurance now, and it's not in my name. And I need someone who's good with insurance to ring me and get in touch and help me get this boat insured for a little bit in my name so I can get it out of the water at Robe tomorrow at 1 p.m.
So that the current owner doesn't want to get it up on the slip.
Well, yeah, so I've got to transfer the insurance in my name to get it up.
It's like a cover note.
Yeah, exactly, Timmy.
You need a cover note.
That'll be easy. Well done, Tim. Yes,
please.
Someone will do that.
I need a listener.
I'll get my broker to ring you.
Is it my right to just come on here and just need help?
Yes. No, it's not. It's called cash for comments, and it's illegal.
I need
it's not good.
I don't care. I need it.
Get you somebody from RAA Insurance.
Yeah.
They are very good
team.
at that stuff.
They're the team.
And they will be able to walk you through what cover note you need.
Are the team.
I'll give anyone cash if they can help me.
No. It has to be an invoice and through the books. There won't be any.
We'll do it off the books. I'll just give them a little side.
No, you won't.
There you go.
All above board with RAA.
That was a joke.
Timmy's man will speak to your man and we'll get that boat up on the slip.
Since when are you policing everything on here as if we've got to do everything properly
I've turned
by
the corner.
I'm
no longer Captain Grumpy or whatever you called me.
As soon as I do one sketchy thing, you're pulling me into line. Give me a spell.
I'm super professional now.
Hey, coming up on the fishing show, I hate getting political, but there's lots going on. Fish kill-offs down at Goolwa. Did you see all of the cockles that have surfaced there? Huge kill-offs. The south of Kangaroo Island, there's heaps of species of fish dead. So still navigating around
how that algae, isn't it?
Well, I've got a theory. Can I share it with you?
Love you too.
It's all those Chinese boats out there.
Oh my God.
No, that's getting dumped, and we're about to head off. Fishing show. Ned's with us next.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
There could be a significant singular and multiple reserve bank cash rate drops before the